Hello everyone, welcome to episode 2 of the Romper Crew. That rhymed and I did not intend on it. Today we are playing the Mario Shkbalario 64 and we're talking about it. I should probably put that as main disclaimer, we are talking about it. It is me, the yogamoanyo, also known as Yogi, also known as Sui, also known as Don't Go to My Twitter, also known as the guy that can't say 3 words anymore around somebody's presence as I was bought off last night.
I swear your Twitter icon looks like a dragon screaming.
It looks like a dragon Sonic screaming.
Or no, more like a dragon that had a wicked nut.
Oh my god. It's even better. Oh lord. So yep, it's a me, yogamoanyo. Introduce yourself, EmeraldMasterPixed.
Yogamoanyo calls. I'm EmeraldMasterPixed. That's it, I guess.
Mayo, who are you?
Oh, no, I'm getting identity crisis. Also, please don't make me talk about you know what.
Okay, you don't.
I have to, don't I?
Sure.
The Vietnam War flashbacks are coming back already. I've been scarred.
When I look at his art here, I'm imagining the footage. There's a faded footage of Mario Sunshine playing in the background.
I should have sexual version with a transparent background because he just it's a really shoddy Sunshine.
Oh, I could have if I thought thoroughly about it, I could have green screened it like a GIF playing in the white of it or chroma keyed it
out too, but oh well.
So
Mayonnaise Doctor creepypasta win.
Introduce yourself, because you didn't really fully do that.
That was my introduction.
Okay, good enough. Good enough. Today we're going to be talking about Mario 64. Though I should be specific. So we're going to be talking about Super Mario 64 today, not Sunshine. I almost said Sunshine. Sunshine's for another day. Mario 64
whoever picks that is dead to me. I'm just telling you now right away.
You're gonna be the one who picks it inevitably. Watch. You're dead to yourself. So we are playing Mario 64 and we're gonna be having footage of the original game, which is gonna be really good because we all played through the DS version of the game, which is kind of what we're gonna mostly be talking about since that's the version we played. But yeah, we will be focusing on Mario 64 as a whole, though. I'll be able to also probably express some things I noticed on the spot in comparison to what I was playing on the DS. These guys emulated it. I tried to go the fullest experience. I played it on my 3DS, on its D-pad specifically, which is how the original DS game is. There was no circle pad or analog for that. So they're going to have kind of a different experience, at least in terms of controls, because I was playing it on as close to the actual console it came from as possible. So just wanted to kind of get that out there. It's going to be kind of weird. We're playing one version of a game, but talking mostly about another version. But just so you know, in the grander scheme of things, they're very similar. There's some differences, but it's not, I don't think, too big to really get into. But we'll talk a bit about it. So let's start this off kind of like how we started off, and I'll start playing the game now.
Just for quick clarity's sake, I didn't go through the Nintendo 64 version, so...
Yeah.
I went through 23 stars worth, and that was as far as my war flashbacks would let me go.
Yeah, we all played the... Oh, I forgot the erase file sound is Mario falling to his death. It's the sound of that. Oh no. I'm gonna do that again.
Oh, for God's sake.
He literally goes, wow! His falling sound, that's so good. So, let's talk about the first thing we're gonna start with, just like in the first episode, is let's talk about our history with Mario 64, whatever small or high amounts of history it might be. I want to start with Mayo on this.
Of course you do. Well,
so
I guess it's as good as time as any to talk about why I keep complaining about Sunshine, right? Because it's inevitably going to come up.
So we'll talk about your history with Mario 64, and then I guess you can sort of bring in the Mario Sunshine.
I think I have to bring up Sunshine because I played Sunshine first.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, go ahead. Tell us your story.
History of. I guess technically I played 64 DS first, but it was such a little experience it doesn't really count. But basically, a few years ago, I think like 2013, 2014, we had done a Let's Play of Super Mario Sunshine on our co-op channel, Yoga Doctor, which by the way, go subscribe, shameless plug.
Thank you for the plug. It's gonna happen once every episode.
Yeah, we ended up going for 100%. That was my first mistake. But
this was before we turned into a completionist channel, for the record.
Oh yeah, but that's not even the worst part of it. The worst part of it was having all my progress, all those hours hunting for those stupid blue coins taken away from me, and having to go through the footage, finding out which blue coins I did and didn't get. I now have an eternal hatred of Super Mario Sunshine.
He doesn't actually hate it though. He actually enjoys it. He just hates playing it now. It's a weird love hate.
Does that kind of qualify as hate?
It's a weird love hate, I guess you could say.
I openly acknowledge it's a good game. It's just a game I never want to play ever again.
Bad experience.
Thank God this poor soul didn't play unfair Super Mario 64.
Oh please spare me.
Yeah, no, trust me.
That's my Sunshine story and why I'm so scarred by Sunshine.
All right, and now, what about your Mario 64?
Mario 64. Well, the first time I played that game was on my MDS a few years ago, like many, well over 10. But it was such little experience. I remember really hating the game at the time, oddly enough. Like, most people really liked it, and I was like, I didn't know it had such a cult following or anything. I was like, oh well, okay. I guess people like this for some reason.
Are you just talking about Mario 64 as a whole?
Yeah, but I was not impressed. I didn't hate it, I just didn't care.
Okay. Yeah. Is that your full history with it then? You would say?
Basically, because I didn't really play it again until this.
So it's been a while.
Yeah, and don't worry, I'm not going to rag on the game the whole time. I don't hate it nearly now as I did then.
No, he's going to
be less pessimistic than 3.
Yeah, he's played so many shit games, I think he's starting to slowly realize certain things.
I 100% completed Bubsy 3D, or all the one rocket. That was
I don't know what's even worse. The fact that you went through all of Aquaman, or the fact that you 100%ed Bubsy.
Mayo, do you hate yourself that much?
He also played through the entirety of Sonic Genesis on the Game Boy for our channel.
Oh God!
So yeah, you could say he may hate himself.
But that was the game that broke me.
Oh God!
All right, so
I'm crying because of that.
So let's go on to Mr. I almost said Mayo Doctor again. Sorry, I'm still sick. I'm blaming it on that. No, let's move on to M. What's your history with Mario 64?
Alright, during the time that I got a DS for Christmas, quite a few years back, I think it was either at that time or shortly after, I got the DS version of Super Mario 64, and I didn't even know what the original game was like. Didn't exactly know it existed until that time, or...
How am I failing to beat Koopa the
No,
Quick?
I guess we had a pretty similar... What is Koopa even doing? It's on the floor!
He falls off the ledge and takes another path. Anyway, so yeah, sorry, continue. I just had to acknowledge the fact that I'm failing to beat Koopa the Quick currently.
Well, my experience with it was great at first, but then the realization of the controls.
Koopa, quick, stop it! Fuck!
The controls. They're so stiff in the DS version.
We'll talk more about that, but trust me, that's on the list.
In terms of that, that is really something that tarnished my experience with it.
Can't believe Cooper the Quick's gonna beat me. I'm sorry, I can't get over this fact! No! 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 Sorry, continue. Fuck!
Just jump off the cliff already!
I beat him! So, okay, sorry. Sorry, continue. That was the most intense Koopa the Quick race I've ever had!
Anyway, my experience with Super Mario 64, more specifically the DS version, was not really something,
favorable.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Didn't really like the gimmick of getting stars the whole time. Never have quite cared for that.
Gotcha. Do you have any real history with... Oh, no, you got more. Never mind.
Well, with the original game, I have no history with it because, well, didn't have a lot of N64 games to begin with.
Did you ever play it in the future at all, or have you never touched the original version of the game?
I have never touched the original.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
And now I'm hearing that, the physics in the original game are so much better.
It sometimes happens. Guess we'll go over my history with it. So my history, unless you have any more to say, I don't know.
Yeah.
So, okay. My history is, I don't really know when I first learned about Mario 64. I don't think we played it when I was younger and we had a Nintendo 64. I can't remember offhand when that happened. Might as well get the 100 coins here. But yeah, I can't remember offhand, playing it on the original Nintendo 64, which we had. I have a Nintendo 64 with me too, and I do have the original cart. No way in hell I'm actually gonna play or stream that game to you guys because I don't have a way to capture the Nintendo 64 and my controllers are fucking broken because, you know, those control sticks on the Nintendo 64 quite possibly the worst control sticks ever. But I think this was just kind of like when I started getting into the emulation scene. For me, I think that was like around 2006-ish, I want to say. So I think Mario 64 DS was already out by now because it was a launch title, if I'm not mistaken, for the DS.
It was.
Yeah, and when I got my... I think I played the original game first a couple times, just out of sheer curiosity. I'm pretty sure I remembered enjoying it, especially given that I played it at least 2 times, I think, before I got the DS version. And then I got the DS version of the game, I think like in 2007, 2006, like that, something like that, when I got my actual DS. This is when the DS Lite came around, though. Didn't have the original fat DS. I played on it, and I don't know how people loved it when it first came out, but maybe it's the novelty. I don't know. I remember I really enjoyed playing it. I played it a lot, the DS version. I beat it several times. I got all the little mini game keys and stuff. I put an extreme amount of hours into that. And I just played it a lot. It was probably my most played DS game, bar none, because I don't know, I really enjoyed playing it. It was just a lot of fun. And that was really it. There have been kind of points that random points that I've gone back to play the game. I think the last time I played the game outside of, for this episode, was, I want to say a few years, at least a year back. I don't know about a few years, but it definitely was a year back. Excuse my coughs, I still am actually genuinely sick. And then I think last time I played it was a year ago, and then I played it all the way through just this week. Actually, I just finished it last night because I was the only person here that 100%'d the game. Which will be a little interesting, because there are a few things that you guys there's going to be a whole bunch of stuff that you guys didn't do that I did that I can actually have some comments on and kind of explain to you potentially.
Wait, what the hell?
The dumb
you
stuff.
can get coins for running around those?
Yep.
I didn't know it either for a while, for a bit there, Mayo.
That would have made this stage so much easier.
You should be glad that you guys did not 100% the game, because not knowing something like that makes some of the levels 100 coin missions.
Like I told you before, like Fallen Battlefield took me like an hour to get 100 coins just because I had to keep shooting myself out of that cannon over and over again.
Yep, which I'm gonna have to do a few times here. But
yeah, I
yeah,
don't have the wing cap yet either.
So that I don't have it either. Yeah. So that's my real brief history with the game. Really, it's nothing way too special. Did I already do this? It's just kind of a game I've really liked and played over the years. Though I think the last time I played it, or like when I played it this last week to finish it up, this was probably the first time I started looking at it in a more critical sense than before. Because before I'd just be like, oh yeah, I love the game, blah blah blah, and then I would watch like say like a review or listen to a review or whatever, and I'd hear their opinions and be like, I don't really remember this. I don't necessarily think that you're lying or anything, but I just don't remember these specific things you complain about or whatever. So that was an interesting experience, which is going to be great to talk about when we're talking a little bit more in depth about the game. So I think now we're going to quickly go over, just so everyone knows too, wow, I forgot to mention this, I kind of wrote some stuff down to give us a bit more structure on these, so we're going to be kind of going over various topics that I kind of listed on what I felt would probably be the appropriate position to talk about said subjects. So let's talk about first impressions, I guess. Let's start with M this time. What was your first impressions when you started playing, like this playthrough specifically? Like your first, I don't know, at 30 minutes, hour, at 2 hours, or something like that. Like, what were your first impressions when you were going through this playthrough of the game? Remember, guys, we're mostly talking about the DS version, so if we're mentioning controls and stuff like that, because that's going to be a big point to talk about, just remember we're talking about the DS version.
I know the gameplay is going to make it very confusing.
Excuse me.
For me, the controls, I didn't exactly know that it was an 8-direction lock, unlike the Nintendo 64 version, until just recently, if I'm honest. But then that's like pointing out how Dark Souls 2 is the same way, unlike Dark Souls 1 and 3. Because I didn't exactly realize that. And it should have been obvious, but my first few minutes of experience, it was...
Call it bad,
it wasn't
you're not
disappointing by any means.
I'm joking.
Sorry, what?
I said if you call it bad, you're not my friend. I'm joking,
Wow.
though.
It wasn't bad by any means, but the one thing that I honestly have always had an issue with, and I would say probably around that time I also did have an issue with, was the control. How stiff everything feels. And I'm fine with stiff controls if it's done reasonably, where it's...
Kind of like tank controls?
Yeah, it's just, you know, for example, stiff is... Whenever I think of stiff controls, I think more along the lines of, oh great, I can't move around much while jumping. Oh boy. Which is always a fun time.
Give up 100 coin one.
Yeah. It's gonna be too annoying to get.
And,
yeah, I do that without the stupid running on the pulse track. Know my pain.
And, for my... Honestly, my first, bit of, experience with, Super Mario 64 DS version, I didn't know about the game prior, so it was definitely new to me, so... It wasn't disappointing, but it wasn't impressive. So.
Okay.
I mean, that's really all I can really think of to say.
Alright.
But I find it weird how this room is drastically different.
let's talk about, or I mean, let's go to Maya. What's your what were your first
A lot of
impressions?
mine is actually going to be very similar to M's.
Okay.
Although there's one difference, and I think a lot of that comes from the fact that I actually did play through the N64 version first, which is, in a way, I actually kind of prefer the DS version's controls, and for one reason and one reason alone.
Run button.
Well, okay, two reasons. One button. And the other one.
The N64 version does not have a run button.
No, you
you
run
have
all the
analog
time.
controls.
Yeah.
Okay then.
They try to compensate the lack of analog controls with.
I did not know that.
Okay, so yeah, there's
Sorry about
one,
that.
and then the other thing. This might be in the N64 version. I'm just dumb and I didn't notice it, but in the DS version, you can set up the camera behind you at any time with push of a button. You have no idea how easy that made some things, and how difficult that made other things in the N64 game. That was infuriating in some stages.
I think you can only technically do that in this game. I think I'll test it once I'm off the slide. I think you have to change the camera mode to Mario really quickly, and I think that centers it. Let me test that real quickly.
But that's still not like a tap of the button.
Yeah, no, it's not the same thing. No, it doesn't really work the same. So yeah, there is that.
Yeah, but that made it so much better to me. To the point where, yeah, I completely agree with them with it being super stiff and the 8 directions sucks, but honestly, being able to center the camera behind you makes up for all of that to me.
Fair enough. Because one major complaint this game has always had is the camera is very primitive and it's it's kind of a detriment, which is something I can wholeheartedly see and agree with. So,
Was this a launch title, by the way?
I think this was a launch title for the N64.
That explains the camera.
I mean,
was a
also
launch-
early 3D, like in general. So,
Yeah, that's what I mean. If it was a launch title and it being early 3D, yeah, of course the camera's gonna be a pain in the ass.
So I guess beyond that, though, what were your first, I guess, gameplay impressions? I don't think you've really gone over that yet.
Oh, yeah, I didn't, and well, I guess I might as well talk about my war flashbacks I keep referencing now. So, I started the game off in the N64 version. I was messaging him over Skype the whole time this is going on. I was like, oh no, I feel deja vu coming back in the worst way possible.
There were Goombas cut in half and Koopa heads on spikes.
It was terrible, terrifying. Yeah, he was messaging me. Not the entire. Well, for the N64 version, he was definitely
Yeah, for
doing
the
it the entire
N64
time.
version, I was regularly just like.
He
oh,
did
no,
one
I'm
session
getting
before.
reminded of Sunshine.
He did one session before he swapped over.
Yeah, it was either 1 or 2, but like I said before, I made it 23 stars, and that was the point where I was like, no, I'm playing the DS version. I have to.
Is it me, or is the N64 version of this game more visually appealing?
I think
Or
a
is
lot
it
of that
just because
has.
of the DS's crusty look?
I think that's just the DS's how everything is really not anti-aliased and everything properly. You can't have smoother textures in the DS. So.
No, I know that. I mean, the PlayStation 1 wasn't able to anti-alias, so...
But it had beautiful games on it, like Crash Bandicoot. What about your first, I guess, experience then, or first impressions for the DS version? Since you did swap over, it's going to be probably radically different without those war flashbacks constantly cutting.
Yeah, seriously, and like I mentioned before, media improvement I wasn't even expecting, but was extremely grateful for. Like before, center the camera behind you with the tap the L button. It's such a small thing, but
Yeah, I'm already missing it.
it made so many things so much better.
Yeah, I'm legit.
It creamed his mayonnaise. It creamed his mayonnaise.
Very interesting, way to describe that, but yeah, I'm gonna
I
roll.
acknowledge
Or
it.
maybe I should say it egg whited his mayonnaise.
It's,
Too much?
we're getting a little weird now.
Okay.
We hit the weird part. So yeah, you saw that,
Part of
and
YouTube again.
then is there anything else, or were you just like, man, the camera's so good that that's all I care about?
I mean, honestly, that's a lot of it. I guess I did go a little bit slower on the DS version, although I think part of that just because I had less free time available at that point. Because I had scheduled this slot of time for myself to go through it, but I wasted it going to the N64 version, and Yeah, that's about it.
Can I point out, too, that the penguins in this level sound like car alarms every time that they walk?
Now I can't unhear that, thank you.
I was about to say the same thing.
I'm just gonna think of it every time now.
Yeah, and Clutchy's like, I fucking hate you right now.
Can't unhear it. But, I guess I'll go over my first impressions then. So it's kind of weird to go over first impressions for me, especially with my art, like my experience kind of already I already have experience with the game, so it's kind of weird thinking back how I felt this time around. But I guess one good thing is it has been a while since I've played this game. Also, there's the 100 coin star. I thought I'd get that out of the way because this is one of the easiest stages to do it. But I was like, because originally I was going to do this version of the game, but they were both playing the N64 or the DS version. I was like, okay, this wouldn't make much sense if I played the completely different version than them, or rather talked about a different version with them. I was kind of debating on doing the playing live or having the gameplay rather, I guess. The DS version, but I was like, nah, I'll just do the original because then we can have some sort of weird contrast going on. But I had a good, I guess, first impression, kind of. I don't know, actually, it's really mixed. I want to say it was good, but it was one of those situations where I think the nostalgia was trying to really hamper the experience or make the experience better than it actually was. Getting used to the controls for the DS version especially, oh my god, it was really hard. It felt really awkward, and honestly, throughout my entire playthrough, that never changed. Like some things just felt awkward, which we'll get into pretty soon. But yeah, no, it was really weird, and like I don't know, like I like it, but I don't. This penguin's pissing me off. It's making noises. It won't shut up. But basically, yeah, no, I was playing it. I'm like, this feels weird because of the controls, but I was like, I like what I'm doing. Like, I like this collecting and stuff, but these controls are they feel really weird. And especially now that I'm playing like the original version of the game, it's almost like night and day the difference I can feel. And I can't shake that feeling off now. It's just like I liked the collecting stuff, but the controls were really off-putting. I didn't hate them, but they were like so weird and so off-putting, and I knew how the original version of the game was. So I was just kind of like, it was kind of like an internal struggle for me, and I'm like, I don't know if I like this right now, or I don't. I think I'm liking it. So I would say I just had this weird first experience coming back to the game, especially the DS version, which I hailed as a kid for some reason or another. So it was kind of a very bizarre experience for me. That's all I can really say about that.
Like, there's definitely some things in the DS version that were made a million times harder than the DS version. Like, something comes to mind off the top of my head. Climbing up Guam's fortress was an absolute nightmare in the DS version. I don't know exactly if that's the blame for the 8 directions or not, but
that 100%
I had a way harder time getting up that tower.
I'll show you how.
Let's not forget they added 30 stars.
Yep. There were 1 per stage, and there's 15 courses, so that's 15 new stars there, and then there's just a whole bunch of new stars out in the normal world. Talk to me!
Bunny.
So, alright, yeah, that seems pretty fair. We kind of all have relatively similar first impressions, to come to think of it. We're all kind of like... I think M's is probably the most different because he wasn't like too impressed. He didn't really care about the getting the stars and stuff. As opposed to me, where I'm like, I really like that, but the controls were really off-putting to me. But I kind of think
I could have easily made myself stop at 80.
I could
force myself to get, because there were some levels where I literally only had 1 star, or one where I didn't do anything in. It's like, I should do a little bit.
Yeah, which we will talk a little bit more about, because we're going to talk about each individual stage. Because I think, especially for Collect-a-thon, I think every individual stage has a reason to be spoken about. So let's talk about the game now, and we're going to start with the greatest thing about this game, the most important thing about this game, Story.
It's in 3D.
No, we're talking about the story. Let's talk about it because it's so important. I mean, come on, dude. Mario's getting a cake.
I'm really mad. I got cheated. Where's that stupid cake?
It's at the way
I want
end.
that cake.
You get it at the way end?
You do? What?
Yeah, it's after the credits.
I didn't see it at all.
Yeah, you get the cake. I don't know, actually, that might be 100% reward. I'm not 100%
In
sure.
the DS version, you do get a cake.
Yeah, see, you get a cake. It's just at the way
wasn't
end.
paying attention.
But the disappointing part is, you don't get it until you have to do all this work. You came over for a cake.
I came to the castle to do this work, and I didn't get my fucking cake.
Not until way end. He's not even plumbing. Nah, but
At least we get a cake.
that was mostly a joke. But since we are going to be structuring things, that's kind of just a taste of how things will be structured. And I figured I would
And
just
it
put that in
doesn't
there
taste
for
like
shits.
cake at all.
But yeah, no, there is no story for us to really talk about. It's whatever. This game really doesn't care. It's a Mario game. There you go. Bowser stole Peach. There's the story, guys.
Bowser stole Peach.
Yeah.
That's the first I've heard that. The way it put like that.
Stole Peach. So yeah.
He stole Mario's Peach.
What's your guys' opinion on the story? I'm joking. I'm not going to continue
Oh,
that.
it's perfect. 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Can't wait for the sequel. Where Peach steals Bowser.
Actually, it's little Bowser steals Peach.
You know, we could be like Vinny and say, we've always wanted Super Toad 67.
Definitely not.
You're right. Actually, what we would really want is, Super Bowser 140.
Oh my god. So okay, so let's actually just move on. Ignore that. And I know this is going to be not a very important thing to talk about in this game too. We're going to talk about the music now. M played it apparently without sound, so that's going to be interesting. Music slash sound.
I know about the soundtrack. I do.
Which I figured. I mean, kind of everybody does at this rate, I would say.
It is
I have
certainly
sound on,
not
but I was
terrible.
listening to other things on the background, so for all intents and purposes, I might as well have had it muted.
I was too. But that's also just because I know the tunes. But I kind of like let them play out just to kind of hear them for a little bit again, and then I was like, okay, I've got my sample. I don't need to hear this for the rest of the state. Not to say it's not to knock on it and say it's bad. I do not think the music in this game is bad by any stretch of the means. It's just
I'm not pulling an Ape Escape and trying to complain about the soundtrack of this game too. I don't really care much for the soundtrack of this game, but that doesn't mean I hate it. It's there for me.
So for me, and I think everyone could probably get down with this, maybe, I think it has a lot of good standout songs that I can definitely remember offhand, and there's just songs that are just like whatever to me.
Yeah, I think most people remember Bomb's Battlefield, Bowser's stages.
Yeah, I love Bowser stage music.
If you ask me to remember, like, for example, Hazy Maze Cave, I have no clue.
I do, and I don't care for that song. For me, this star's annoying on N64.
Hazy Maze for me was just very atmospheric, and I do like that.
Are you talking about the music specifically?
Yeah,
Okay.
the music, but the stage.
I mean, we'll talk about the stage when we get to it, so you can hold off on that. Let's just talk about the music. The music.
Obviously the
This
Secret
star. This is the
one.
star that. This is the star that made me quit on the N64 version, by the way.
I don't blame you. It's a pain in the ass here. It doesn't work properly. So yeah, sorry, music.
I know the Secret Star. The music for the Secret Stars. That was always catchy.
Yeah, the slide music.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
That's really the only one that I can. That's really the only two that stand out for me that I can think of right off the bat.
The only ones that stand out for me are Bob on Battlefield, Bowser stage music,
that for me too.
Yeah,
Bowser stage music,
and then the what's it called? The music for fuck. I'm sorry. I'm losing my train of thought.
I was hoping you would mention the slide, and then we could just say you're literally just saying what the two of us said. For songs.
Yeah. There's another song I'm thinking of that I like too, and I fuck. I'm having a stroke. Hold on.
The struck is a ravioli flavor. Remember, this is Italian.
Let me look at the stage list. I think that'll help. I don't think it'll... Oh, Dire Docks!
I don't even remember that level at all.
The music for the aquatic stages is another one that a lot of people generally memorize, me included. Why is the wind not taking me out? That's,
it's memorable, but I personally do not care for it.
Fair enough.
I'm with them on that. I don't care.
But yeah, I think this game is just one of those cases of it has good music. Like it has standout tracks, and then just has tracks that are just there.
It feels generic to me for the most part, but not terrible.
Yeah, and I think that's
that's a fair way to describe it.
I think that's kind of what we all feel like. That's definitely what I feel like. Like it has a lot of generic tracks. Like this track is like whatever. The track in like Shifting Sands Land, Hazy Maze Cave, whatever. Like they're not bad, but they're just there to me. So yeah, this star is a pain in the ass in this version of the game. They fixed it for the DS version.
What are you supposed to do?
You're supposed to fucking get really close to the head, and he's supposed to jump into it. It's just
I swear I did that so many times, it never did.
It's just being really dumb right now. Yeah, it's really wonky on this version of the game. It works fine on the DS version, it's just this version.
But this game does rely on assembly code, which, if you've seen it, you would not know what in the actual fuck you're looking at.
I don't know what I'm even looking at right now.
Ooh.
Mario was being a smooth criminal right there. So yeah, okay, let's move on. I feel like this is gonna be fun to talk about. Let's move on to graphics, especially because of the N64 version. I think this will be particularly fun to talk about. Let's start with that of this version of the game. It's 3D.
Yeah, like for the time it was great nowadays, it has aged like fine milk.
Yeah, you can see every individual polygon of Mario. I love it.
Like that's another thing about the N64 version I completely forgot about when I was talking about first impressions. But I swear, like 80% of the time I was playing the game, I was on low poly model. I don't know what I was doing wrong, but it was always on low poly.
There's a thing, you kind of saw it for a second there. If you're too far away from the camera, Mario's polygons get even smaller. God damn it! I haven't
seen you get it at all. I got it so often.
If I can get the camera to show him in low poly form, I hope I can, because it's funny to me.
You did for a second there, but it was so short.
Yeah, it's if the camera's far enough, his polys get even smaller. It's great. I think, at least the graphics, they get the job done. So, like, it's a simple game, it's a collect-a-thon, and you know what, it was like one of the first 3D games at the time, too, so I'll take it. It's whatever.
I mean, that doesn't really take away the criticism of it not looking the greatest.
Oh, no, it's aged awfully. But yeah, no, it's, I think it gets the job done, at least. I don't think it's, like... It could be Bubsy 3D. So
honestly, I would say the graphics in Bubsy 3D are probably better, and I know a lot of people have probably got a pistol ready for me after that.
Honestly, Bubsy 3. I played both of these games to completion, and I actually kind of agree with you.
But here's my problem with Super Mario 64's graphics. It's not the models. The models are fine, considering the fact that the time that this game was made was the mid-90s anyway. My issue is with how many damn decals, how many textures and UV maps that they use in one stage. It's a mess.
We're talking about epic specifics, details over here that I don't completely understand as of now.
I'm not even gonna pretend to understand
the Bowser stages have got so damn many of them. I mean, you can tell what you can and can't touch.
There are a lot of weird textures that are just kind of textures in this game.
They look awful. Sure. They really do.
There's just like these random metallic things, and you're just like, okay, that's a texture. Like,
I mean, a little bit of hand-drawn work would have been great. I mean, but then, this works too. You have the general idea of what you need to look at.
Honestly, I would love to see a. Hi, Romper.
Well, he belongs here.
There's Romper, guys. It's in Varkin. But, I really hope I don't have to close my window, but I probably will.
A legit remake of this is what you're trying
Not
to
a
say?
remake. I meant to say I would love to see... Well, I mean, another remake wouldn't be too bad, I guess. But I would enjoy to see a... like a Mario Maker for Mario 64 with kind of like a similar graphical style. 'Cause I think you could make something like that work pretty easily.
Yeah, you honestly could.
Like, I feel like the only problem is that if that ever did come out, people would be wondering where the other 3D Marios are, and obviously if you go too far forward, it would be really difficult. Like, good luck doing that with Odyssey.
Yeah. Well, they kind of do that with Odyssey with Balloon Worlds. Kind of. It's just you're working in the confines of the level. That's the only difference, I guess. But yeah, no, I get you. But yeah.
The one thing I would have an issue with is the lack of a layer editor. But I mean, for 3D, I could tolerate without it.
Hey, Smash has layers now, so anything's possible.
I've seen that, and that was surprising, to say the least.
But yeah, I think you're all kind of in agreement here. They're just kind of the graphics are graphics.
Well, they're shit, but they get the job done.
Yeah. Well, what do you think about the Mario 64 DS graphics then? Because we're specifically talking about the 64 version.
The models are infinitely better. Everything else is kind of the same.
Yeah, I love how they
everything. Yeah, everything is better. The textures still are a clusterfuck for me.
I think some levels definitely look better. I think some look weirdly worse. Like, for example...
You wouldn't be the only one that would think that.
Like Bob-Off Battlefield, it looks much less vibrant. Like, it looks better, but artistically it looks
the greens are less... I guess poppy is the word.
It's less like...
What it is it looks more autumn-like. That's the thing.
It looks more drab in the DS version to me, I guess. Like, things... It seems, like, weirdly dark for some reason.
Because, yeah, that's the case here. Because they actually darkened, or put more brown on the grass. I know that.
Yeah, and I guess that kind of bugs... That's, like, the only thing that really bugs me, though. Other than that, it's just kind of like, yeah, everything's kind of the same. There's not really many differences. I think it's better in some areas, but it's equally worse to me in other areas. Just because I do think it does look bad. It's or not bad, but like weirdly dark. I don't think it should.
Like there's been just so much.
Like it's just like it's turned gray for some reason. Like browner and gray, like you said.
I mean, I did say it has a much more autumn look to it.
Yeah, and I'm not a fan of that too much. But some stages I think look much better. Like I think Hazy Maze Cave looks better. Offhand, Lethal Lava Land looks the exact fucking same. Except for the inside of the volcano.
Only not fucking blurry.
The inside the volcano looks great on the DS.
I didn't even know you could go inside the volcano until after I finished with the first 80 stars. I legitimately did not know.
That is. Also, I just want to say too, in the original game, you only need 70 stars to beat the game.
You only need 70.
Yeah, they upped it to 10.
64 version.
Yeah,
but since they add 30 stars to the game, whatever.
Yeah, I just felt like mentioning that. Just a little fun tidbit. But yeah, I know. I mean, I don't know if we really have anything else to say about the graphics specifically outside of that.
So. Look at the border art. Clearly, we care a lot about the pursuit of finer details.
That is true. The border art is beautiful. This was supplied by Mayonnaise Doctor. Thank you, Mayonnaise Doctor, by the way.
Yeah, you can definitely tell which one of them I did first and which ones I did last.
Yeah, so you can tell the Bowser and Mario were definitely first, and the Toad and Peach were definitely last.
We kind of fought backwards on that.
I mean, Bowser looks beautiful. I love it. So yeah, that would be that. Now let's move on to, of course, Probably the most important thing between the versions. We're going to talk about controls and then general gameplay. So...
I feel like we kind of already covered controls.
Kind of, yes. But let's cover, like, let's keep it, I guess, let's do it in a more, I guess, confined, like, environment. If that makes sense, you know what I mean? So the controls, the difference is, you're always running in the N64 version, it's full analog, you're not locked into these weird positions like I kind of show off, for example. Like, you're not locked into these weird, well, you kind of are. Like, you don't have the full analog movement, like, you can kind of see it's struggling, but you have like a lot of more directions. Like
it's more than 8.
Yeah, it's more than 8. You can run around in a circle much more smooth and easy. Like this feels great. There's no run. So when you're playing Mario, just normal game, you're basically walking at this speed in Mario DS at all times, and then there's a run button which gets you back to full speed. There's also, and the thing too about using, because this is originally a D-pad game. You can play it on 3DS with like the circle pad, and that feels. I didn't play it. I played it I was gonna do one stage with it. I couldn't get through a full stage with it. It felt way too weird swapping between the D-pad and that control scheme, like with the circle pad, which is basically just emulating a D-pad with analog. It felt so fucking weird to me that I could not do it personally. I know this is also, funny enough, this is one of the stages you said was really hard because the controls in the DS version. So I'll go through this kind of like normally so you can kind of see how much smoother it is. Because one thing... Oops.
I feel like the stage itself is actually easier in the DS. It's just that one mission.
Yeah, no, but
they add ground into the area, don't they?
Yeah, yes, there are some additions. When we're going over the individual stages, we will kind of talk about the little differences they have.
Also, let's talk about real quick how the thwomps in this version of the game look like they're constipated.
Yeah, they do.
Well, we already talked about the models.
Oh,
these guys are actually just these things are terrible. But yeah, no. Like the controls, they are much different. You can't do maneuvers like getting into the right spot to do a backflip is really annoying for me and really hard for me in what's it called, in the DS version of the game. Also in the DS in both versions of the game. So it's a kind of, if you're not going too fast, because if you are running too fast, you'll do a dive. But if you're not running too way too fast, you can do this little kick. You can kind of like reposition yourself. It is really difficult to do that like properly in the DS version. I've done it a few times, but it feels really unnatural and it does feel really clunky, but that's just because this game was clearly designed for analog, and I have no idea why they chose Mario 64 to be their DS game to show that off, when that game is, the literal game is based off of analog control. And
maybe for whatever reason they thought that the touch control system was going to be what everyone wanted.
Oh no, yeah, I can't do that. I hate the touch controls. There are multiple control schemes, but I think they all pale in comparison.
We're talking about Nintendo here, so
wait a minute. The touch controls where you can actually move characters around with.
Yes.
Yeah,
I think by a technicality that would be the analog.
It is by technicality. It is generally speaking the same. This boss was actually much more annoying for me on the DS version of the game too, because in this version I can do that side flip, which is like my favorite move in all the Mario games. And guess what? That thing is hard as hell to accomplish in the DS version of the game, and I cannot get over that. Like all these things, these maneuvers you can do, like pretty easily. Like the long jump, of course, is going to be easy, but it feels, actually no, I take it back. It feels weird in the DS version, because in the DS version you have to hold like 3 buttons to do it. You have to hold down Y, which is, let's just go with PlayStation controller, because that's easy for some people to notice. Also, look at lower poly Mario. Lower poly. Okay. But yeah, no, like square, you'd have to hold down basically square, and then you'd have to press like R1, and then you have to press X. all at once. It's kind of weird feeling. I was used to it, but it feels really weird. And
It sounds like an absolute abomination hearing you mention Mario controls with the PlayStation controller. I just have to mention that.
I know. Okay, so if we're going with actual controls, you have to press Y, and then you have to press R, and then you have to press B on the DS, and it feels very weird to do all three at once. I don't know if any of you guys feel different about that or not.
Absolutely feel different. I had no issues with that whatsoever.
Well,
If anything, I liked it less than the 64 version. And that includes the side flips and shit too. I had way more issues there.
I never have issues on the... See, like, I can just do this... I can't
think
do
you're
the...
used to the 64 version. That's all it is. I'm not used to it.
Yeah. But, like, the thing is, like, especially because I love using this maneuver, look at how many times I can do it consistently here. I tried doing this. I straight up could not do it in the DS version of the game.
Don't worry, you're not the only one that couldn't do that.
I did it a few times, but not in the times where I really wanted it. I actually resorted mostly to just, like, slowly turning around and then backflipping, because that's about the same height to the certain places that I wanted to do that sort of stuff in. But yeah, no, it was just really hard. There was another thing I wanted to mention, too. I'm trying to remember what it was. The camera controls are obviously way better.
Sorry, someone's trying to get my attention. Go ahead and continue.
It's fine. Yeah, no, it's like... The camera's way better. It feels way better. I'm pretty sure all of us can agree on that. It's literally an improved version of the camera. Like, you can rotate it as much as you want, and you can put it behind you with the press of a button. Perfection. For a Collect-a-thon game. But yeah, no, the maneuvers being harder felt awkward, and just... Oh, there's one thing I wanted to talk about specifically, and I need M here to be for it. Or need here... English, speak!
Words.
Words.
You do it.
There's something I want to mention. There was an issue that I had. That people talked about, I heard in reviews and stuff, mostly for the Mario 64, like the original game. I don't think I heard really much people talk about this for the DS version of the game. Well, oh my god, I had this issue all throughout the DS version of the game in comparison to the N64 version, which I haven't had too bad yet, but I have seen it happen before and stuff, so it's definitely an issue. But I need M here to talk about it. Well, I don't need him here, but I would love for him to be here because, trust me, there's no way I'm the only person that had this issue. Because it sucked. So I guess we'll kind of move on to, or talk some other control gameplay. I guess we can maybe speak a little bit about the gameplay while we're waiting on him.
We already did, didn't we?
Well, in the sense of, it's a collect-a-thon, right? But do you think, like, does it do its job well enough?
Well enough, yeah. But I would also say that we're in a world where Super Mario Odyssey exists. If you've played that game, there's no reason to go back to this unless you're curious.
Pretty much. I could actually completely understand that. Hell, honestly, I would say the same thing with Mario Galaxy. So...
I mean, at least with those, they feel like different enough game genres, types. I can understand it, but... Yeah. Odyssey's going for the same exact idea. It's
also,
just
welcome back.
Done better.
So, okay, now that M's here, I can talk about this little control hiccup. Because I need to know if you guys had it, and I can't gloss over this. Okay, so... This is somebody, like I said before, M weren't in here when I said it. Some people mentioned this in reviews of this game. Mario 64 particularly, but I had this issue. I just had it now. Sometimes when you're trying to turn around, Mario will snap instantly. Other times, he'll fucking do like a circle like this.
Oh my god, that.
It is,
It
is the worst thing ever, and it happened like crazy in the DS version of the game. I know people have talked about it being a problem in the game, and I swear I never had the problem before, but no.
It happened all the time in the 64 version for me. It didn't happen once in DS.
That
was another reason to quit.
In the DS version, it's happened to me a lot. It just happened to me not too long ago, like in this version of the game. Like right now, it just happened. Sometimes though, like he'll snap, and other times, yeah, he just turns like this. And sometimes he'll turn in a huge circle like he just did. It's so sporadic and random, and I hate it so much. And I was having this issue a lot in the DS version of the game, and it was pissing me off. I know it exists in this version of the game, so I'm not giving this version of the game a pass on it. But Jesus, wow, that was probably the most irritating thing I've had to deal with. In terms of control, like a Collect-a-thon platformer, that was probably one of the most annoying things I had to deal with. Like, period, bar none, out of any game I've played. And that's not a good sign of
I'm glad to hear that I'm not the only one that was having issues with that.
Like, I just thought it was part of the game for a while, but then it was getting really random, or at least seeming to be random, and
yeah,
oddly enough, it didn't happen at all in the DS version for me, or if it did, it was so rare that I didn't notice.
it was probably really rare. Or you were lucky and you didn't get like those full big circles turnarounds, because that's what kept happening to me. And remember how I said I kept...
That's what happened to me on N64.
Remember how I said I kept trying to reposition myself to do backflip in the DS version of the game? That's why it kept happening, because I would try to do that, and then I couldn't reposition myself properly, and it was terrible. And I hated it. Especially there's really specific spots where you want to do a backflip or something like that, because there's like a small platform or something. But you just like can't do it. And like you try to do a side flip, and for me I couldn't side flip at all, like on the DS version really. It wasn't like a practical thing for me. So it just made the game so much more annoying to control for me, and that sucks, because I think the DS version already suffers a lot from control, which is kind of apparent. But yeah, no, I just felt like mentioning that because
you that too.
Yes.
I didn't even know you could do that.
Womp's Fortress is disgustingly easy though to get the 100 coin star, because
I mean it was no issue whatsoever in the DS version because they added all those coins.
Yeah, they added so many coins with the new section they added. But yeah, no, it was. Ugh, I just had to mention that. So, because that was probably the biggest and most annoying problem I personally had to deal with. And I wanted him to be here for it because I want to know if he had to deal with that nonsense. So
the circle, the constant.
Yeah, like sometimes you'll try instead of immediately snapping in one direction like this. Sometimes you'll turn like Mario just did. Like
Mario,
you can definitely tell you played this game a lot from how you played out.
It really didn't matter who the hell it was. Now with Wario, it was so much worse. Oh my god.
Oh, that's we should actually talk about that before jumping into. That's actually one thing.
Wario.
We're talking about gameplay anyways as a whole. So I mentioned this to Mayo, but you weren't here. How do you think about the gameplay, and like how do you think it works as a collect-a-thon? Do you think it does its job well enough, even like as is, and do you think it's aged particularly well too? Like what's your thoughts on that as a whole?
It did well enough, but it didn't age well.
I can see that.
That's basically what I said.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like I said, like it's okay if you're curious for a time capsule, but especially now that we're in a post Mario Odyssey world, what's the point?
There is no point. But yeah, no, I completely agree. It does its job, but there's no reason to play it unless, like Mayo said, basically unless you want to see what the original Mario formula was like back in the day and how it's aged. Maybe you're starting a review channel or something. Go play this game.
Yeah, basically.
But yeah, it does what it does. I fairly well. It's just there's no reason to go back to playing it really. Also, the control nuances I think kind of hampering the experience to me, especially if I'm looking at
regardless of the version you pick, it's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, you're gonna have some sort of weird oddity. The normal version of the game has that sporadic turning. I think probably has it worse, and then Mario 64 DS has that plus the 8 directions, the lack of analog. So it's just like a mishmash of. The controls are going to be really iffy, and they definitely have not aged well.
Let's completely take away 352 of the different directions you can turn, and let's make going in a circle so small that you could get dizzy from it let's make that as frequent and as difficult as possible. That's what it felt like.
Yeah, pretty much. I can agree with that. So I guess let's talk about some of the Mario 64 variants of changes, which is different character usage. This is extremely important to me, and I'll tell you why it's extremely important to me. The whole concept is stupid, and I hate it, and there's no point for it, and it's completely pointless and completely moot because you can just play Yoshi throughout the entire game.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Like, I played as Yoshi game. Like, because when you play as Yoshi, if you go into a painting, you can pick any of the other three. So what's the point of picking anyone else?
You just can't get hit.
Yeah, but then you're forced to pick Mario a good amount of time, too.
Well, you're forced to pick Mario only for the Bowser stages, which I'm fine with, because, like, you control stuff.
It's only one time through, beat Bowser, then find whatever, then you can go as anyone.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just like...
It would have been better with a quick switch between the characters, too.
If they did that I think I wouldn't care. Especially because some places you do need to go back to certain characters, so you have to go all the way to the room, and then you have to go all the way back. Especially when you're collecting all the characters. When you're going 100%, you need all the characters, so you're going to do their stages, which means you have to be a specific character.
And yeah, there are character lock-offs.
So, yeah.
I still think some of them are really stupid, like, how was I supposed to guess that Luigi's in Big Boo's haunt?
And even more annoying, is, to me at least too, is that I was looking at the Mario wiki, right, and they had a list of all the stars and who needs to be used for what stars. When you look at the grand scheme of things, like, you really do not. Okay, the camera's being wonky here. N64 camera, woohoo! The wiki, there's like not that many like exclusive stars. Like, there are a few, but it's like less than 30. So it almost like majority of the game.
All of them are in the castle because everything else again just use Yoshi.
Yeah, like basically like 100. This is just a random number. I could be wrong. It's like 130 stars can be collected as literally anyone. Like without a specific cap or anything. Literally anyone. Which brings me to my second point. I only used Yoshi, but I almost exclusively used Yoshi and Luigi because Luigi's fucking broken in the in Mario 64 DS.
Ooh,
his backflip, you jump. It's like a Mario triple jump. Plus, you slowly descend. So literally, you can skip.
No, it's like a moon jump.
That's what his normal jump is just slowed down. So
exactly, it's
basically a bootleg Yoshi flutter jump.
Yoshi's supposed to be the quote unquote
abilities too.
Yeah, and Yoshi's supposed to be quote unquote the best character. So yeah, or not the best character, the best jumping character. I meant. And I was like, it's just, it's so ridiculous how,
And strength-wise, Yoshi is the weakest.
Well, it's because he can't punch
You would
things.
expect Luigi to be.
Yep. And that
I mean, you
thing,
honestly would.
And that strength thing barely matters. It only matters literally in, like...
But whenever those black bricks show up, that is it.
Yep.
And whenever it comes to stiffness, Wario is double the stiffness. Imagine that.
Wario has there's no point to play Wario. Full stop. Wario is pointless.
Wario is the character you play as if you want to give yourself a self-imposed challenge.
But even then, you still need to get like 30 stars beforehand, so...
Actually, Mayo, that's where you're wrong. It's actually if you want to see a grown man cry.
Exactly, self-imposed challenge.
Isn't that just Dark Souls?
Shit. You know, you probably can guess what my opinion on that is. Dark Souls, it's hard, yes, but it's not the hardest thing in the world.
I can't wait till one of us chooses that game and Mayo has to inevitably go through. Oh, that's gonna be so great.
Don't worry, Mayo. It's not that bad. It's rough, but it ain't
I couldn't beat the first boss of Bloodborne. I'm screwed.
I have no idea. In fairness, I have no idea what Bloodborne is like, and I still plan
It's supposed to be the easy one.
Yeah, it is the easy one. It does have a hard early game, though, so there's that.
Mayo, just be thankful you weren't playing Dark Souls 2. Because, oh, sweet Jesus.
I only picked Bloodborne because they had for free on PS Plus one day. That's it.
That is one hell of a deal.
But
honestly, I still feel ripped off considering my final things.
What?
Save that for later.
What? Clutchy? What?
what?
I didn't know you could do that.
There's a hidden star in there. I knew that for one reason only. I saw it randomly in the speedrun one day. That is the only reason.
Oh my
Yeah, I have no idea how people were supposed to initially figure this out. I mean, the N64 version...
In the N64 version, there's a slight crack. The DS version is completely invisible.
Yeah, so you just have to kind of know it's there. Yeah, that's definitely a thing.
But blast away the wall. Don't worry, guys. Mario's got us in check here in the United States. He'll just blow the fucking wall away.
So yeah, Wario sucks. We all agree on that one. Wario sucks. Full stop. Next. Move on.
What's the next topic?
So now let's just go about individual stages, kind of just give our short little rambles on how we feel about them, and then when the stage pops up, let's talk about our least, like, if it's our least favorite or favorite stage, and for what reason. I know that's going to be kind of hard to think of probably on the spot, because you probably weren't thinking of that initially. But there's got to be some stage you probably thought of. You're like, yeah, I like this more than another. Oh, I guess another thing, actually, before we go into that, there are the multiple caps in this game. That was changed in the DS version of the game to
so it's the different characters.
Different characters are specific caps. That's just one little thing I forgot to mention. It makes some missions a little bit more annoying, but that's just an excuse to use other characters.
And
it didn't
other
bother me that much.
missions, an absolute
Pick Yoshi.
Yeah, just pick Yoshi. And pick Luigi for like literally every start.
Yeah.
So, okay, so
it's broke as hell.
Let's move on to each individual stage. I didn't add this in my notes, but I think this would be nice to talk about. What do you guys think of the hub overall, Peach's Castle? I still think it's a really good hub, actually. Probably one of the better hubs.
It's way too cramped.
I can understand.
Yeah, in a way, yeah, I can see what Mayo's saying.
Yeah, I can understand that. I do think it is probably one of the better hubs, though. It's really small and it's really simple. Like, you can get to stages fairly easily. I guess one thing I forgot to also mention, this is also kind of an issue I have with the game as a whole, is I hate the fact that every time, I'm sorry I didn't mention this before, but I do hate the fact that you can't just sit in a level and, come here, you stupid one-up!
It's just running away!
Man, if somebody was making highlight reels, that would definitely be on it. But
it's as bad as the Super Mario Brothers 3 mushroom.
But yeah, no, I hate how you can't sit in a stage the entire time. You have to, like, as soon as you get a star, isn't the 100 coin star, it's going to knock you out. It's really annoying because if you're getting a lot of coins in one level, I would absolutely love to just sit in said level and just, like if I get one star, okay, I get it.
Literally carbo load stars.
I know some stars, especially in Mario 64 DS, they are locked behind you needing to actually, like, choose that star to get it.
Oh, I know. I get it. I understand why they have to do it the way they did it. I just don't like it as a...
Yeah, I agree. Especially playing something like a better Collect-a-thon, in my opinion. Banjo-Kazooie, they keep you in the stage, so...
That's also on the N64, so you don't even have that excuse.
Yeah, exactly. And that's something I wish they fixed for the DS version, but no, they didn't, of course.
There's a few stars I understand they had to do it that way, but everything else would it really have been that bad?
Yeah, and it's funny because they do the exact same thing in what's it called, in Mario Sunshine, but they do it worse. He's getting a little insane now.
Okay, I'm done.
But yeah, that's just one little nuance I forgot to neglected to acknowledge, so there's my acknowledgement. So let's now talk about the stages. Bob on Battlefield.
It's like a mix between Super Mario World and something from Ocarina of Time.
So this is actually a little thing that I noticed, and I never heard anybody notice this, and it makes me feel special. I noticed that almost every stage in this game is some sort of nod to the original Mario. like the original Mario stages. Like they're like Bob-omb Battlefield. That's basically the grasslands, aka the World 1s. They're shifting sandlands. It's basically the desert levels.
I mean, a lot of these are just basic generic themes, though.
Yeah, but they're like the Mario themes. The themes that you like when you think of Mario. You're like, okay, yeah, you got the fire world, you got this world, that world. Like,
I don't know that's necessarily a good thing. Nope.
Imagine if lava killed you instantly, like in the original games.
I mean, it basically does at some points. But yeah, there's a little motif that I noticed. So I'm actually under the boat. I don't really like Bob-omb Battlefield that much.
I think it's okay.
Like it's
stage,
like it's okay. Oh, here we go. Shitty Bowser. Shitty Bowser.
Yeah, if anybody wanted to fight us over the better models of the DS, fight this.
What?
But
His muzzle. Why does his muzzle look like a sponge?
because he's I don't know.
My terrible art version for the border looks better than this.
And he was trying to make it terrible.
And his scales look like Cheetos. Oh my god! Also, this can go screw itself in the DS version, having to throw Bowser into bombs.
We'll talk about
I don't
it.
blame
That's later on the list, so that's gonna be fun to talk about because I'm gonna yell a lot. Trust me. So long, Gay Bowser. So yeah, Bob-omb Battlefield is a stage. I think it's okay, and I kind of hate that I think it's okay. I feel like I should love it, but I don't. It's really open when I don't think it should be. Some of the other stages are definitely, they feel better because it's much more platforming and stuff. But I would say it's not a bad stage, it's just kind of average to me, you know, just kind of a stage. How do you guys feel about it? And all the stars and stuff?
It's one of the stages that would probably be better if it wasn't the first stage that you go into, but because it is, I feel like I have to dock it. Like if Whomp's Fortress or
I think Whomp's Fortress is
the snow level would have been a better choice to the first stage.
I think Whomp's Fortress is easily a better first stage. I love that. I think that's probably actually one of the better stages in the game. But yeah, no, it's okay, and I hate that it's okay. I hate that I have to say it's okay, but it's okay. It's not bad, but it's not particularly good.
I don't care for it myself. It feels very bland to me.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel.
Just extremely bland.
But the highlight of that stage is Koopa the Quick. That's all you have to know.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, you already seen Clutchy's run through in this.
That was an intense race, dude. It was the most intense race of my life. Yeah, it's just whatever. It's just an okay stage to me. And I think we're all kind of in agreement there. It's okay. It definitely could have been better. So let's move on to Whomp's Fortress. I'm kind of going in the actual like stage order because they are numbered in this game.
Yeah, they're numbered if you pause the game.
Yep. Example. So yeah, so let's talk about that. Let's talk about Whomp's Fortress. I love this stage. Is it my favorite though? It might actually be my favorite.
I would say for me it's about middle of the road. It's definitely better than Bomb's Battlefield though.
I think it's my favorite stage. I think I'm gonna go out there and say that it's probably my favorite stage. It's
Whomp's Fortress, right?
Yeah, Whomp's Fortress. The second stage.
Just because some of the stupid obscure shit, like that stupid wall that we were talking about a bit ago.
I personally do not like it.
Man, I'm alone here. Fuck you too, guys!
I mean, you're probably gonna end up disliking my favorite stage of the game, so it's fine.
Probably not, actually.
I don't know what the general consensus of the stage is, because I don't follow Super Mario 64 fandoms, but...
So what do you... I guess, is there anything you really want to add to it? I like that in the DS version, I like the added section behind it. As easy as it makes the 100 coin mission, which I already think was fairly easy as is.
Did you say 100 quid mission?
No,
Yes, 100 quid. Let's go. Let's make some quid, boys.
It's 100 quid mission.
Mario's mission in Europe.
But no, it's good. It's good to me, and I like that they added the little extra bit to it, just to add a little more. Also, it makes it so you don't die as easily, which I always think that's like an upside.
But it's an earlier stage of the game, so that's fine.
Yeah. I think the stars are easy and good as is. It's one of the few situations I can understand having to kill the boss before you can get another star. And I'm kind of glad that there's enough. Though it feels kind of redundant to go to the top, beat a boss, and then just go back to the top again. But that's kind of an issue throughout the entire
I'm getting
game.
some Kingdom Hearts 3 Frozen flashbacks. That's good.
Never mind, this is actually my least favorite stage. I take it back. Whomp's Fortress is the worst.
Well, okay, glad to see that you and Em are in agreement now.
Nah, it's definitely not the worst to me. I think it might be my favorite. For now, let's when I'm reflecting on other levels, we'll see. But yeah, no, I like the additions, the additions they made to it. I think they were for the better, even though I think the stage was already fine as is. And it's a stage that clearly people will enjoy because they put it back in Mario Galaxy, and I think that's the only game that they brought it back in.
It's one of the most iconic stages in the game, so...
Yep. It's more iconic than Bob on Battlefield, apparently. I think people just remember the music and not actually Bob on Battlefield. So yeah, I guess we kind of got it there. I guess it's middle of the ground for everyone but me, which I really like it. It's either my favorite or one of my favorites. Next one, which I haven't actually gone to the stage yet, and I'll do that right now. Jolly Roger Bay.
I hate the swimming controls in this game, and that ruins basically every water level in this game. They're all bottom tier for me.
Don't forget, guys, you can just be what's it called?
I know Luigi has better swimming. Yeah. I know.
He does.
Still doesn't make it a whole lot
better.
I
does. He does.
He does.
He swims faster. It's not by a lot, but you will notice it.
Yeah. It is not my least favorite stage, but it's definitely... Yeah, I agree. It's lower stage. Also, it has just water for the painting in the DS version and not a ship. I don't know why they did that, but whatever. It has really good music. That's about it to me. That's all I care about. It's got music. Other than that, it's just like it's a water stage. Get me away.
I personally didn't like this stage. I would have hoped that water in 3D probably back then was a hell of a lot, more fun to deal with.
Oh yeah.
But then I'm
the reason
realizing
they made Chaos the villain of Sonic Adventures is because it was really hard to render water back then. So
remember the Dreamcast version of Emerald Coast? The water just fucking goes everywhere. It's really funny. Oh, come on, Mr. Eel.
That place has terrible flooding issues, don't you know?
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, sorry for going off topic for a second, but it felt relevant.
Yeah. Well, he brought it up for the 3D game and stuff like that, so yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, I don't like this level. The 100 coin mission here is also a pain in the ass. I hate that it's kind of split into two sections. There's this main section, and then there's just kind of like this small other section that doesn't really have any need to exist that much, except I kind of understand why, but it doesn't really need to be a thing. Also, they added...
Yeah, coin, oddly enough, just because the DS version.
Also, this version has this puzzle here. They got rid of it in here. In the DS version, but in this version they fixed it. They have... Okay, now I'm struggling with the swimming controls. I don't like them anymore.
I never liked them. They're terrible. They're all awful.
Yeah, no, I thought they were pretty bad too. But yeah, no, I think we all kind of agreed on it. I don't even think there's like a single star offhand that I can think of that I particularly like.
I kind of liked 100 coin just because it wasn't that hard for me. Because you get like 50 of them just from the blue coin switch.
Oh yeah, which I don't think exists here.
Yeah, that's in the DS version only, unfortunately. Which made this level so much easier.
It does, yeah. But I guess that actually, yeah, that does make the 100 coin mission easier. I just completely forgot that didn't exist, or that existed because I haven't.
Looks like the swimming in this game is better than it is in Banjo-Kazooie.
Debatably. Banjo. I was thinking of Banjo 2, where they like actually fixed it.
Well, even then, that's an unlockable upgrade.
Yeah, that's true. I still think they fixed it. That's gonna be a fun game to also revisit, inevitably. But yeah, no, it's a swimming level game. Yeah, who likes water levels? It's like ice levels. Nobody or not even ice, just like ice and snow levels. Like, who likes them?
I do, first off, but also...
He likes them because it reminds him of his home.
I live in a desert.
Your old home.
Barely I had an old home in the middle of the snow.
His Idaho home, or wherever it was, Missouri, Louisiana, I don't fucking remember.
Yeah, it was Louisiana.
The snowiest place of them all.
I figured Minnesota would be.
Yeah, Minnesota is it's up there. So I guess let's move on to the next stage while I struggle to get this stupid eel to get his dumb, stinky butt out of here. Okay, never mind. Cool Mountain is the next stage. It's middle ground, I would say, for me.
It's one of the better levels in the game.
Oh, which stage?
Yeah.
Sorry?
Cool Mountain. The first snow level.
The one with the penguins. The one with the penguins with, car alarm footsteps.
Yep.
But I still have to dock it because that stupid snowman mission.
Yeah, I'm glad that they've made it easier in the DS version, but this version of the game, I don't know how the fuck it's supposed to work. I think in this version of the game, I think you're supposed to be in front of the body the entire time, and then you're supposed to, when you get to the head, and you have to stick near the body, but when you get to the head, you have to get behind the head. Like, they fixed it to be, that's what you're supposed to do at least, and they think they fixed it by making it, what's it called? Just being near the head works in the DS version, which thank God they made the stage for the most part more bearable to me. The one thing I don't like is I don't like the added star, just because you need Wario and it's one of the first stages in the game, and it kind of goes for Jolly Roger's Bay too. Is you have to almost get to the end of the game just to backtrack to get this 1 star. You can get literally everything except for 1 star. I think if they made it so you kind of need to use all the characters throughout the entire game, it might have been cooler, but the game obviously wasn't designed around that idea and philosophy, so there's a clear discrepancy happening there. You know what I mean?
Kind of? No, I wasn't bothered by it, but I guess it's because I already knew, this is going to be a Wario thing.
Yeah, well, it just sucks to me. I guess it's like I would rather just go through a stage, get all the stuff done, or if I start a stage, I can only get 3 stars, and the rest of them you need to have all the characters for some reason. If that was a thing, I think I wouldn't care nearly as much, but it's not. So it makes me sad and upset, and I don't like that they missed an opportunity there. But at the same time, they were remaking the game, not reimagining the game or something. Also, this eel is still terrifying. They actually made it less terrifying in the DS version. Ah! So, Cool Mountain. I do like the slide and the race, though. That is fun. Ooh, the game just dipped in frame rate there. I can't do this. I'm dying. Get me out of here. They definitely made this stage easier than the DS version. Also, Mario just fucking died.
He just died. He's just dead.
That's the most gruesome death, is his drowning. You can hear the struggle.
Yeah, I'm just getting flashbacks to Mario vs. Donkey Kong.
That game has a death fetish. It's kind of uncomforting. But yeah, I'm trying to think of what other. I mean, I like the slide. I do think it's kind of redundant to do it twice, but again, that's kind of just a motif in a lot of stages in Mario 64. I think they were just too small that they couldn't add a whole bunch of variety in some stages, so you end up just doing the same task multiple times.
Unless they wanted to go the Sunshine route and have you collect multiple sets of 8 red coins. Yeah, thanks for not doing that.
What did you think about? I don't know if M's really said anything about Cool Mountain. How did you feel about it? It's a stage. Emerald Master 2019. Yeah,
It's memorable, but not a favorite. It certainly is not a favorite.
Would you say it's kind of like average or above average to you?
Below average.
Okay.
So I'm the only one that considers it really good. Okay.
Well, I consider
Now, the
it.
slide, I'm fine with the slide, because that's actually fun. You can actually tolerate it, and it doesn't matter which version of the game it is.
Yeah, the slide, I think, luckily the controls work fine for both versions.
Because you're going to be doing hard turns no matter what. So
I think the other slide is the slide in a later level is Tall Mountain is harder, because that one you actually have to do really sharp turns. But yeah, okay, I got you guys. Now let's go to another stage that I have yet to go to, Big Boo's Haunt. I'm actually very curious what you guys think about this stage. I'm kind of on the fence about it personally.
Too damn secretive to actually find and figure out.
You know, it's a weird level for me. I'm going to say it's in the middle, but it's really strange for me because I can't figure out if I should put it at the absolute top or the absolute bottom.
Of being like good or bad?
Yeah, so I'm just putting it in the middle.
I can actually...
This was literally one of the last stages I was in.
Yeah, and you can do this before the first Bowser, too.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
Yeah. Also, annoyingly...
They don't
Yeah, not having Luigi was
exactly
fun.
give you any information of how.
Also, annoyingly, in this stage, I just want to say, I could be mistaken. I don't think you can enter it as Yoshi in the DS version, and that annoys me.
You cannot.
You can't.
I tried.
I tried desperately. You cannot kill
It's so annoying. Yeah, this
Yoshi. You can't even do a head bash.
This is the only stage that I think I played strictly with Mario. And granted, honestly, you probably shouldn't pick Mario for this stage. You should probably pick Luigi. Well, after you get it, you should probably go to Luigi. But yeah, no, I used Mario for this stage completely. Yeah, I'm like in the middle. Like, I like it, but I don't. Like, there's a lot of things I like, but there's a lot of things that I don't like. Like, first of all, you fight King Boo 3 times.
Prompt.
Or, my bad. You fight King Boo, or Big Boo 3 times. It's redundant. One of them's after you kill all the ghosts. There's another one after you, what's it called? After you get to the top of the mansion, and then there's another one at the bottom of the mansion.
I only saw them at the bottom of the mansion.
You probably didn't play enough to get to the one at the top. It's like star 4 or 5 or something.
I thought I'd be on all them big boos, but I guess I didn't.
Maybe, yeah, he's at the top of the mansion too.
Like I went to the top.
Like, no, he's on the top, like on the outside top.
Oh, I know, that's what I mean.
Oh, yeah, he's there. Just
There's
being...
the star up there.
He's just being Big Boo over there, because he's Big Boo. But yeah, it's just, yeah, like I said, like, I like the atmosphere, I guess. I kind of like, I think it has a pretty okay design. I think the only downside is the basement's stupid. I don't like it.
Also, like, watching your gameplay, I kind of mentioned this before, but, yeah, the stupid text prompt every time you kill a ghost gets really obnoxious after a while.
Yeah, I know. Ghosts don't die.
Like, if they want to just play it once, and then that's it, that would be fine, but every single time...
This is another stage too. You have to beat the first star in order for the second half to be unlocked. So, that's also a thing. I would have went for the 100 coin there otherwise, because killing the ghosts give you 5 coin each. So. But I think doing it on the second star is just as good too, because you have to kill a whole bunch of ghosts there. Yeah, it's kind of middle ground for me. I hate the fact that you have to fight the same boss 3 times. I think I like the general level for the most part. It's one of the easier levels once you know what you're doing, which that can be a good or bad thing, depending on how you feel. Also, these guys are here for some reason. I don't know why. They don't really fit. What do you think, Tim? I don't really think you've really mentioned way too much about it.
I don't care for it. The atmosphere is clearly creepy, but
I know you said
everything.
I know you said you hate how secretive it is, and I can understand that. Also, they added another. Well, okay, it's actually not that bad, but I used to have issues with it before. What is it called? The switch star, the 7th star. It's pointless, and I don't know. I just hate it because it's pointless.
I mean,
I used to have issues doing
stars are
it.
pointless.
What the hell? What the fuck? Hello?
Whoa, kid! Whoa!
You know, now that we're on the talk about a glitch, I want to talk about a glitch. Or now that we've seen a glitch, I want to just talk about this one glitch I had real quick. I jumped into a star at one point, and I went fucking soaring into the sky for like 5 seconds. It was really funny.
Reminds me of what seemed like Joel's experience with Unfair Mario 64. He got caught or picked up by King Bob and just was thrown to the moon.
That's basically what happened to me, except I jumped into a star.
It's the funniest shit.
Yeah, so this is, I guess we all just kind of think this is a stage. Would you think it's below average or above average or just kind of middle ground?
I feel like I would give it slightly above.
I think I would just be on the fence and be like a 5 out of 10. It's just it's an average stage to me.
It is for me too. It's just there's 16 levels. I feel like out of those 16, I would put it above.
Yeah, that's fair. So next one would be, which I haven't gone to yet, and I will after this star, Hazy Maze Cave. Em, you start on this one.
And which stage is this again? Sorry.
Hazy Maze Cave.
This one I would consider average.
Okay.
But
Is there any level you don't consider average?
No, he's been
is.
saying a lot of below average. This is actually the first time he said, I think this one's average, and not below average.
And the worst part is it's more of a pain in the ass than the other stages so far that I've considered below average.
But you think overall it's, generally speaking, more enjoyable?
Well,
I mean, something can be it can be frustrating or hard and can still be enjoyable. So I can understand that mentality.
it's more interesting if you ask me, which is more so the reason why. It's not because of, oh, it's a labyrinth or anything like that. The atmosphere, the map actually seems relatively large.
Also,
which
one
is
to the DS version. You can look on the bottom of the screen and get a map.
Yeah, which makes they still have the maps on the wall, which is completely pointless. But
Yep.
kept it for aesthetic reasons.
So you would say it's about average, 5 out of 10, not really below, not really above.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's fair. That's good. It's the first time you said the stage is average and not below average. It's always enough. That's always good.
Honestly, a lot of the stages are just not really impressive to me.
Which is fair. I mean, this is an old game, so it's 23 years old, so or 24. I don't remember if it came out.
96.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it was 95 or 96. I could never remember.
There was no Nintendo 64 at the time, so it's easy.
Woo! Circus! So, Mayo, what do you think about the stage?
It's only slightly better than the water levels.
So you hate Mazy Haze Cave.
Yes.
Hazy K's
With the
Maze.
passion.
Hazy K's.
Which,
Oh
I
boy.
only got like a couple stars on the level.
thank God. Okay, see, we weren't gonna have an agree, or I wasn't gonna hate what you thought was the best, because I fucking hate Hazy Maze Cave.
Oh hell no.
It is my second least favorite stage in the entire game, bar none.
Like, if I'm not counting the water, like, the Dire Dock, Hazy Maze Cave is my least favorite. It's just obnoxious.
So we both think Dire Dock is our least favorite. That's great. Good. I'm glad.
Like, either that or maybe TikTok clock, but...
That's gonna be a fun one,
Dar.
too.
I forget what Dar.
You'll know it when we talk about it. But yeah, no, we all hate Hazy Maze Cave except M, which is funny. He's the one who's like, yeah, no, this one's average to me. Meanwhile, we're like, nah, fuck this stage. We're like, this stage is
I
like,
kinda love that in a way.
we're like, this stage is fucking kryptonite.
I only got like 2 or 3 stars in that stage, and I still hated it.
There was one of the stages when I had to get, or when I was getting to, I almost, like, it was hard for me to pull through because I hate that stage. And the 100 coins there can suck my fucking left nut. I hate it.
Is there like a strategy to getting all...
To getting all the what?
getting all the blue coins there? Because I was just taking damage.
You play Luigi or Wario, so basically you play Luigi and not Wario.
That's what I did.
Remember, Wario's even more stiff.
And you use his invisible cap, and you take no damage from the
I had no idea. Okay.
I went to the wrong stage. I'll just get the red coins here. I meant to go to Hazy Maze Cave. Yeah, so yeah, I'm glad that you and me both hate it, though. I'm actually surprised M gave it a pass. But, you know, that's the cool thing about having multiple people have opinions on things. Because you know, some people might like something, and some people might hate something. I kind of knew it was coming, that M was going to kind of think it was alright, because he mentioned how he liked like the atmosphere when we talked about the music, I think. And I can see that atmospherically, it's a cool level, but that's like...
It's a 3D platformer. Atmosphere is not everything.
Yeah, like that's like the only thing that might be cool about it. It has cool atmosphere, but that to me is not something important. It does have the coolest effect when going into a world, though. I'll give it that. You get to jump into a metallic pool. I am here.
Yep, and there's the map.
But yeah, I'm glad we hate at least. Somebody agrees with me.
What are those blue and red dots even supposed to be on the map?
I don't know. Elevators, I think.
I mean, like, the arrow's obviously where we are.
Elevators and stars, I have no idea.
I think stars would be yellow.
I don't know. I don't know, man. I think they're just platforms. Or elevators.
Maybe they are.
So next stage, which is the stage that I accidentally went in instead of this stage, Lethal Lava Land. I think this is probably an above-average stage to me for the most part.
This is my favorite. Easy.
Yeah, I like this stage a lot. I think it has probably...
I understand people not liking it because, you know, surrounded by lava, it's really easy to take damage, but...
I think it has some of the better platforms.
I feel like once you know what you're doing, it's really not that big of an issue.
I think my only downside is literally 4 of the stars. 2 of the stars is just beating up a bully. If they just had that to 1, I wouldn't care as much. But no, it's 2.
I mean, yeah, but... It's not like that's the only level in the game that does, though.
Oh no, I told you. Like I said, it's kind of a problem throughout the entire game. And I hate the fact that I hate how you have to go in the volcano twice. I kind of wish that was a one and done thing because I prefer the main area substantially more.
Because it's not even obvious that you can go into the volcano.
Nope. Not until you get to the star where it says literally like in the volcano. Then you're like, oh, okay. What do you think, since you got...
It is above average.
Oh, shit. It's getting better as time goes on.
Okay.
Cool. I'm glad...
The lava is a pain in the ass.
I am glad we liked it. One thing I do love, though, is... I don't remember... I think they do it in this version of the game. You get a shell, and you get to... That's so fun to do for the 100 coin mission. Because that's where you get for the red stars.
Sure, yeah.
It's one of my favorite missions in this entire game. It's probably my favorite... or not for the red coins, but for the 100 coins, it is.
Oh, yeah.
The red coins here suck. Yeah, the red coins here suck.
Yeah.
Or the red coins there suck, because they last a grand total of, like, 5 seconds. Trying to get enough stars here so I can get to the top floor when we talk about those stages. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get all 50.
You haven't even started shipping Sandlands yet, so... Which there.
Oh yeah, I'll do that. There's a few easy stars I'll grab. Cool mountain. Speaking of shifting Sandlands, we're going there. So, shifting Sandland.
Too much fucking sand.
I don't know if I like this level above average, slightly above average, or slightly below average.
I know I don't like it, because...
Okay, first off, I'm gonna say I hate the level purely because it is not obvious in the slightest where it is.
In the desert.
I went for several years not even knowing it was a level.
That too. There's that, and he lives in the desert, so...
Well, yeah, I might have it. Kind of an immediate distaste to desert levels, although not always. There's definitely some desert levels I really like. I really like Shamar and Sonic Unleashed, for example, but...
Oh yeah, that's probably my favorite stage there, actually. That and Empire City. And Adabat. Those are all good stages.
Yeah. It's just...
The entire game's good!
They're good examples!
The entire game is fun! too much sand, says M, so I assume he hates this stage and/or just
I
dislikes it.
really do not like it. I mean,
Is
sincerely, I don't.
Is this your least favorite?
I have no idea because I can't remember all the stages.
So far,
So
far, would you say it's your least favorite of the bunch?
At the moment, yes.
Okay, yeah. I kind of want to say this is like, fuck it, it's slightly below average. It doesn't really have the
only enjoyable part of this level for me is inside the pyramid.
Yeah, like it doesn't have the platforming. That's what I was trying to say. Also, there's this shit.
You have to run around the sand, which makes you sink. It's awful.
Yeah, so 100 coins here is kind of annoying too.
Those
It's like
crunches are super
it's like
obnoxious.
50-50. The 100 coins here is like okay, because the inside of the pyramid. But the thing is, you have to get a lot of coins on the outside first because of
Yeah,
how.
because there's not enough inside, so you have to get a bunch outside.
Yeah, and if you're inside, you can't die. Otherwise, you're stuck inside until you get a star.
Also, you just mentioned like there's these two spinies here, and I think they're the only ones in the entire game. Like, why did they even put through the effort of making these enemies?
Yep. They're only here in this stage. There's just like 2 or 3, I think.
But there's two right there, or there might have been a third one.
There's a third one on the other side. There's 3.
Still, like, for you know what I mean? They clearly put some amount of effort into.
I'm just gonna go to the boss of this level because we're gonna talk about bosses at some point. That's gonna be funny. Yeah, we all kind of agree. Fuck this stage. It's kind of dumb, stupid, poopy, dumb. All right. So the next stage will be Dire Docks. Least favorite. Next.
The other underwater level, yes, screw it. Like, there's underwater level and underwater level. They both suck. Like, I keep saying, like, they're my least favorite. Like, I think the second one's a little bit better than the first one, just because the last segment. But I don't know.
Dire Docks.
I don't know their names.
Dire Docks is the one where you start in the pool of water, and you have to go to the other side. No, you start in the pool of water. Well, kind of. There's no ship in the other one.
Do not like this.
They're both terrible.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Are you talking about with the weird blue suction cup thing?
Yeah, the wall.
No. The enemy that looks like it's
Oh, the little.
a wad of blue gum with 4 black straws and suction cups.
Yeah, this is the stage you have to do right before the second Bowser level. You have to. It is something you cannot skip. You have to do the first star before you do Bowser's stage. Only stage like that.
And of course, it's that level.
Yeah, and it's only good for the music. I think I hate literally every star about it. It has probably my least favorite red coin mission because it is just waiting for poles to come and then positioning yourself, and then yeah, it's just annoying. I don't like it. I hate it. Definitely my least favorite. No contest. What about you, Len?
It seems like I took care of the red coin challenge.
I did too. I did the 100 coin mission. Also, probably the worst stage for that.
I'm not sure if I'm thinking of the right stage.
It's the one before you do the second Bowser stage.
He might need the visual reference.
I'll show you after this because that's what I'm doing next. I'm just grabbing this for first of all because it's a boss, and second of all,
I mean,
because
I'm
it's a
checking
star.
YouTube to make sure that my reference is right.
Yeah, there's a star right there.
What?
It's the one with the giant submarine in it.
In the one stage only.
Okay, that was in my face before, and I don't know why I was thinking of a different stage. Okay, that is not memorable to me, for me, so it's below average.
He clearly, it's so unmemorable that he forgot its existence. Its mere existence.
I knew it was
blocked it
there.
out of his memory.
I knew it was there, it's just... I didn't know about this boss, if I'm honest.
I didn't know about it until I saw the speedrun. I know, it's a very common trend for me. There's like, this exists?
This is a funny boss. He's just hands with the eyes on him.
I gotta hand it to you. This is pretty secretive.
This guy has this guy is one of the few bosses that has the rule of 3, except it's like
Rule 3 per hand.
yeah, it's like exactly. But yeah, Dire Docs. Fuck that level. Fuck everything about it. They make you, if you're not playing Yoshi, oh my fucking god, have fun 100%ing that stage, because there is you have to do Wario at the way beginning. You have to get him to the way beginning. And his fucking cap is at the way other side of the map. And if you've ever swam with Wario, you know true suffering. So if you're not playing, if you're not using Yoshi for that, I am so sorry, because it literally will take you like 10 minutes to get from from one part of the stage to the other, because the fucking game forces you to. And I'm gonna dock it for that.
Staying alive.
I'm gonna fucking dock it for that. The only other option is play Yoshi or start that stage with fucking Wario. And why would you play Wario?
Whack.
Okay, yeah, that's one reason.
Just whack.
Can't hear you guys for a second. But let's talk about the next stage, which is Snowman's Land.
First off, I have the same problem with this level as I do shipping same lanes. I had no idea this level
Snowman's
existed.
Lamb? Did
Snow
you really?
Land. I'll show
many
off that
Snap
stage
stages
after
are
I do
there?
Dire Docks.
Wait,
we're at the
Oh, this is that one of those secret.
This is the one where you have to be looking in the reflection of a mirror and see
And
one
it's
of the
really
portraits
easy
is
to miss,
missing.
and-
Yeah, and then you have to see one of the portraits is missing, and then you have to be like, okay, that must be a stage! It's very...
I had no idea it existed for the longest time.
To be fair, almost all the stages here, except for Tiny Huge Island, are kind of cryptic.
Yeah. I mean, I would say I can remember it, but the level, the altering water level, I think is fairly obvious. But
Yeah, that one's fairly obvious. That one's Wet Dry World. Which I think is actually next. It is.
I really don't think I have an opinion for this stage.
Did you even do it? I wouldn't be surprised if
Yeah,
you
I
accidentally
did.
missed it.
I did, but
I did like one or two.
It seems
Definitely
like
not
I
as good as
only
Cool
got
Mountain.
1 star out of it, though.
I honestly don't play. Actually, I do like this stage, to be honest. Not this stage that I'm playing. Fuck this stage. I do like Snowman's Land. It's probably one of another stage I actually kind of like quite a bit. Not as much as Lethal Lava Land, and not as much as Swamp's Fortress. Also, this place has frame rate issues with the sub here.
Sub here.
Sub for sub.
I thought we left sub for sub behind in 2015.
2015, dude, that was like 2010.
Oh, it lingered for a while.
Oh, I
Be
know.
surprised.
Which is, it's the dumbest thing ever, but whatever. Get me out of here! I'm never touching this fucking stage again.
That's how sub
Why does
tier it
Bowser
is.
look bad even here? Is a 2D drawing.
Me Bowser! So yeah, I don't know. I like they changed the igloo completely. I don't know if you guys did that star, but there is an igloo star. They changed it completely and they made it so much more tolerable. Also, this stage, we're gonna talk about these stage individually at some point, but I fucking love this stage too. It's hard, but I like it. We'll talk about the Bowser stages all together at the way end, though. But yeah, no, I
Yes, exclusive levels too, so.
like
Remember,
this.
Fletchy, this is why Wario is a fantastic character.
Oh yeah, obviously.
Check the Discord.
I can't see it because my window's small.
I can't see it because
Oh,
I don't have 2 monitors, but I'm gonna look right now. I'm gonna pause the game just to gander at the... Oh, God.
It's just Wario.
Guys, he linked the Wario laughing video. Except he's probably screaming, so I don't want to hear. He's probably going, wah!
I'm not watching that video. Yeah, made me.
But yeah, no, So, you guys don't really have an opinion on Snowman. Did you guys barely not do it? Like, how many stars? You said you got
I
3
didn't
stars.
even know it was a stage until it got to like 70.
Did you have to look it up? Or did you just find it by complete accident?
I found it by accident because I was going for Wario. Because remember, I didn't get Luigi till I was really late in.
Oh, yeah.
This is on the second floor, right?
Yes.
I think I know. And it's got this giant snowman.
Yes.
Yeah. That first star is a bit of a pain in the ass. In terms of the igloo, I have no idea how to get that star.
You needed to be using... you needed to be surfing. Well, you could also just use Luigi because, you know, he's just broken. But
well, I mean, I did, but
you're supposed to...
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Whenever I went in there trying to use the power flower that I had as Luigi, it wouldn't carry over. So.
Well, what you're supposed to do is there's a turtle shell, there's a Koopa shell. You're supposed to slide on it, and it's supposed to let you go up a little hill and then get to the igloo.
Yeah, I know how to get into the igloo, but I couldn't get the star. That's it.
Oh, okay, yeah. They radically changed that, by the way. So you guys,
Yeah,
you'll actually see it, assuming I can, you know, actually get there in time. Don't kill me! All right, that's the end of this episode. Goodbye. No, I'm joking.
See y'all.
Okay, well, I mean, to me, that's a slightly above average level. I don't know. There's something I like about it. I don't like they reused a bully, but again, reusing is a big thing, obviously, in this game. There's literally like 3 stars based off of killing bullies.
It's a cartridge game. They only had so much space.
Yep. Well, I mean, it was like the beginning of the N64, I should say. Like, we could go back to Banjo-Kazooie, because that game is graphically better, has bigger levels, has less reused content. Guys, just play Banjo-Kazooie.
Or Mario Odyssey.
I can already hear the claim of blasphemy from that comment.
This game might have created a trend and might have like really hit off the Collect-a-thon genre. But if we're talking about games that definitely perfected it in the era, it is definitely Banjo-Kazooie.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Sorry, but it's an okay game's a timepiece. We already said our piece.
Yeah. This isn't a Banjo-Kazooie episode yet. We can suck on Banjo-Kazooie's dick once we get there 5 years from now.
It's almost certainly going to be utilized.
Probably. If anyone's going to pick it, it's probably going to be. And that'll be just because I'll be like, I want to play through Banjo-Kazooie. So I guess we'll move on to the next stage, which is Wet Dry World. I think this might be my second favorite level. I know that's going to sound very weird. But I don't know, I just like it. Kind of underutilized for the water thing, though, but I guess that's actually kind of works in its favor to an extent. I don't know. Wet Dry World, I just like it. I don't know why. It's just a stage I've always liked as a kid, and going back to it, I just still like it. The only thing I don't like is having to go to the city section. Like, it was pointless before, and it's no better. So, what do you guys think about Wet Dry? I'm actually genuinely curious. I have
literally the exact opposite opinion of you. The only part of that level I like city.
Fair enough.
Everything else.
Fair enough. Fuck you, but fair enough.
But
you're kicked off the show.
It's the water level. That's all I have to say. It's a terrible level because of that.
You're kicked off the show. It was nice seeing you.
Okay.
I'm joking.
Just a second.
I'm joking. No, it's gonna screw up. No, it's gonna screw up the video.
How bad?
You screwed up the video. How dare you? It screws up the. Remember how our icons are all in a perfectly. You cut everybody in half.
But now you're fine.
I've never felt so violated. I've never felt so attacked.
But yeah, no, I can honestly understand that opinion, because honestly, I think most people don't like the stage, and I'm in the minority here, and I can like completely accept that. What did you think about it? This is also one of those stages that has like a lot of random textures. I feel like just kind of out of nowhere. Also, one thing. Sorry, before you go, and I just want to say is one thing I don't like about it, outside of the fact that the water levels is underutilized. They also make it so some of the stars you don't have to do literally anything that they fucking ask you to do. Like, there's one where you're supposed to use platforms, which, I mean, I guess that adds more freedom to the game, but it's also kind of like there's literally 0 point to do certain things or use certain things.
It's like Collect-a-thon issue in general.
Yeah. My phone
I
just
didn't quite care for this stage, but the red coin challenge is a breeze.
That's in the city, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
All
fine.
the coins are there.
And they're all in boxes, too. So, they're very easy to not
Just
miss.
go there as Yoshi or Luigi. Fine.
Definitely is Luigi. Also, however you jump into the portrait is how what's it called? The water level is. If you jump past like the halfway point or above, it'll be at its top. If you jump past it at the way bottom, the water level is going to be lower, and if you jump past it at the way top, the water level will be higher. Or I mean, like below
Spelled it
the.
out better.
You wish they spelled it out better? Yeah, I did too. Luckily,
I had
it's
no idea about that until I was like 3 stars in.
luckily it doesn't matter way too much, because you can't do everything with low camera low. You can't do everything with like the low water level. You can increase it to your liking and all that stuff. So I don't think it matters too much in the long run. I think for the casual player that doesn't know what's like going on, like for example for you, I could see the annoyance because you'd be like jumping in, you'd be like, why is it suddenly high? And then for a second you'll be like, why is it suddenly low? Until you then realize that they're trying to, it's how you jump in. And you're like, oh, okay. I wish I knew this ahead of time, but which is an issue with TikTok clock, which we'll get there when we get there.
Remember, TikTok clock. It's not about the TikTok videos. Relax.
My controller just unplugged. Sorry about that, guys.
See, it's a curse. You can't even mention it.
Hit or miss. I guess they never miss, huh?
Please. Please don't. Please.
You don't want to mention TikTok.
Yeah, we got. Well, I mean, honestly, I think it was gonna come up no matter what when we got there. What? Bowser goes invisible.
What? Oh yeah. Okay. I guess that's just what he does.
Completely forgot that was a feature. So I guess the.
Oh, that. Oh, okay.
So Em, how do you guys both feel about Wet Driver? Do you think it's like above average, below average? Like, what's your thoughts?
Absolutely below average.
Oh yeah, figured. What about you?
Above average. Even if it's got water.
Yes. Yes. Thank God.
I mean, the water's irritating.
I'm just happy because I'm not the only one here that actually enjoys the stage. Like, I'm glad somebody else gets some enjoyment out of it. Because
It's good in it. It's just, first off, it's a water level, so immediate points docked against it.
Yeah, and I can understand
Super
that.
obscure. Some of the stars, I have no clue what they expect you to do.
Like which one?
I don't remember the stars off the top of my head. It's been like a week.
So I was just gonna say, I was just gonna probably tell you how to do it. Not docking you for that. It's just like, that's just a thing I do. I don't know why. It's gonna be fun. I have to play catch up on all the levels that we haven't talked about.
I mean, there's no way you're gonna get to all of them in time.
It's probably not, no. Well, I need 10 more stars, so maybe. Next stage, tall mountain. Again, kind of, I'll go there.
This is the last level I did because I had no idea this was a level.
Yep. Well, I can't get that stuff.
Did not like it.
So this level...
It's that tiny little painting over there to the side. How are you supposed to guess that?
This level is... It's above average for... I don't know, okay? You have to climb the mountain like 3 times.
Yeah, this is another big Busan for me. I like what's good about it, and I really hate what's bad about it.
I think this is like slightly above average for me of a stage because it's fun to platform around and stuff, but you have to do it like 3 times, and you're just like, okay, I'm done. What the fuck? Okay,
I guess the wind had something to say about it.
I hit a wall. I'm sorry. I love this stage. I mean,
what a perfect level. 10 out of 10. Would recommend.
Oh man, he's choking.
But yeah, no. I hate this stage. Not hate this. I don't hate it. Sorry, I love it. No, it's. I want to say it's slightly above average to me. That might be a little bit of nostalgia talking. I'm not 100% sure on that one. like Mayo said, there's a lot of things that I like the highs. It's got good highs, but the lows are lows. And one of the lows is you have to fucking climb this mountain literally 4 or 5 times.
Just remember, don't monkey around.
I guess you could argue that that's the entire point of the level, though. Not the monkeying around part. Well, that's the entire point of the game.
The climbing the mountain.
Yeah, the climbing the mountain thing is sometimes that's the entire mountain. It's not like Bob on Battlefield where it's 20% or 40% mountain. And even then,
no one's gonna acknowledge the pun. Come on.
Which pun?
Don't monkey around.
Yeah, you have to use monkeys in this stage. Just so everyone knows.
It's
I didn't go over that star.
God damn it! Yeah, that's one of the last stars, I think, actually. I think. No, that's the warrior star I'm thinking of. Which, again, that's just a random roadblock they incorporated for Wario. In this version, it's literally just there. But, yeah, it's... What about you? What about you, Em? I think that's another reason why I like it.
really do not like it.
You don't like it?
I really do not like this stage. Did I just see a cloud that you could have used?
No.
That's what I thought I saw it too.
Because I was about to flip my shit over that.
No, I couldn't. So what do you not like about the stage? I'm curious.
You can fall off so easily.
Which I did 3 times.
Yeah, that is a proof of reference. You don't need any more evidence.
Also, I hit a fucking invisible wall, apparently. That was
Poor Italian bastard falls off side of cliff 3 times.
I'm actually going to ignore
Only 3 times.
I'm actually going to ignore this star, too. Because it's kind of annoying to get.
You know, this mountain's also Italian because it's got mushrooms around it. Just saying.
This is getting to a territory I don't like.
Well, remember, I did see a meme a while back where someone put Peach's hair and compared it to spaghetti noodles that were not cooked.
I'm going to...
They came back with, no wonder Mario likes her so much.
Oh my god. I'm going to show you guys one of the most bullshit stars in this entire game, though, that resides in this level that you guys probably missed. And even if you didn't miss it, as freaking Luigi, it's trivial, but in this version it's not. Also, they don't show that there's an invisible wall right here in this version. Which is... In the DS version, there's actual,
Yeah, I found it by complete mistake.
Well, there's coins, at least. There's at least something that, right up to the wall. There's something that at least indicates it there.
Excuse me?
Wait, did M not know this existed?
No, oh my god.
Alright, so never mind, I take everything back. They do not tell you where this thing is.
I can't blame M for that, though. It's very easy to miss.
It is. They made it easier. They tried to in the DS version. There's on that wall, on the wall that you can jump into, there is a line of coins that is there.
Yeah,
it looks a little
jump up there,
suspicious.
and the ripples don't show up unless you jump.
Or unless you're touching it. So I guess I take it back, but yeah, I can see that. Alright, guys.
Shaders in this game.
Next stage,
Jeez.
Tiny Huge Island.
I tend to mix this level up with Tall Island all the time, so most of my criticisms kind of apply there too. I remember them as the same level. They have nothing to say inside about each other. Tiny Huge Island is big or small. Tall Mountain, I don't know, you climb a cliff.
I don't really like it.
I don't care for it. I mean, the gimmick, it works, sure.
It's a cool gimmick, but it's again one of those very underutilized things.
You're gonna be in the big version 90% of the time anyway, so...
Yeah, and then you're just gonna swap over to the small version just so you can conveniently turn small to get the star that you need.
Yeah, the only time I ever used the small island was so I could go fight the boss. That was it.
Yeah, pretty much. There's also another Koopa the Quick here.
I did not know that.
Which is...
You can also fucking kill Koopa the Quick here.
Yeah, you can. In the DS version, you can also eat him.
Yeah.
I mean, if you've got a sick vor fetish.
Yeah, no joke. He is, when you're big version, you can kill him. It's funny.
And are you not looking at these Goombas? They are actually arrogant enough to try and attack.
Yep. Also, remember how I mentioned that this game has motifs of older Mario games? Tiny Huge Island is just like the big world. Super Mario Bros. 3, so it's kind of just felt like mentioning that. But I don't know, I think, to me, I think this is a below average stage. It's just another mountain stage, but it's like a more boring mountain stage because you don't even get to, like, you don't even have to really climb.
I like the Wiggler fight. That's about all I will really give it praise for, though.
Yeah, I like the Wiggler fight too. But we'll talk about the Wiggler fight at the weigh-in, because there's a bosses section.
And I really didn't know about it until after.
But, I don't know. It's like a 4 out of 10 stage, below average to me. What about you guys?
I put it in the same tier as Tall Town Mountain, because like I said, I mix half the stuff up with Tall Town Mountain anyway. As far as I'm concerned, they're the same level, basically.
Average for me.
Yeah, well, this stage thinks both you guys are average.
Well, I mean, okay.
Also, they completely changed the star here. And I want to mention this because this is actually something in Wet Dry World too. There's a star where you have to get all the secrets, right? Which is just like random things you have to move in positions or touch random spots, right? And they give you a point for that, and you have to get 5 of those. That exists in this version, or in this version of this stage, but I have no idea where the fuck those secrets are offhand, and I always forget them. So that just makes this version worse for me in terms of this stage. I prefer the DS version of it because I don't have to deal with that dumbass star. But there's that annoying Klepto star, which I don't like.
Holy shit, Mario flails like mad when he's on fire in this version of the game.
Yes, it does. Also, to get the 100 coin star, you have to freaking butt stomp enemies, because they give you 5 coins for doing that. Butt stomping the Goombas. So that makes it even more annoying. Though it has one of the easier red coin missions, because it's in another small area. So, next level is Tick-Tock Clock. Hit or miss! I bet they never miss, huh?
A big ass miss for me.
I already kind of alluded to it before. Yeah, this is one of my bottom ones for sure.
I'm in this weird place where I actually like this stage, kind of. Like, it's below average to me, but I like it more than most people, because most people don't like it at all. And again, it's another one of those climb to the top sort of things. This is one of the stages, though, that I can agree. I really wish that you could just stay in 11. Because this
would make the level so much better.
This is one of the few cases. Well, not one of the few cases, because I still think they should have made that as, like, overall as a thing. This is one of those cases where I think everyone will unanimously agree it is really fucking annoying to constantly climb this stupid thing over and over and over again, because sometimes it can be very annoying and not remotely fun to climb. And that's why it's below average to me. Because I do like some of the platforming, surprisingly. I don't completely like it. I do kind of like it. So, I'll show that stage off pretty soon. I just need to get 5 more stars. What about you? I guess both you guys. What do you think? You said this is you don't like this stage, obviously. Do you think it's like slightly below average? Mayo?
For me, very below average.
Yeah, it's one of my bottom picks, easy.
Yeah, it's slightly below average for me, but I completely
like Dire Dogs, Easy Maze Cave, Tick-Tock Clock. Those are my bottom 3, probably.
Yeah, I can understand. Fuck Dire Dogs, by the way. There's not really much I can really say about this stage.
I keep thinking Dire Dogs is the first one, whatever the first one is.
Jolly Roger.
Okay, that's the other one then. Although Dire Dogs would be number 4, so.
Jolly Roger always sounds like a candy to me, doesn't it?
Well, Jolly Rancher.
I just think of the character from Banjo-Tooie.
Jolly Roger.
It reminds me of like some sort of candy suckered skulls.
Whoa, my controls just herpa-derpa-lerpa. Fucky cheaty potty cootie kana woosh marari.
Right off the side of a cliff.
Mamma mia! It's a piece of pasta! Tall
That
Mountain.
means it's time for They got this snowman level.
One thing I do want to admit, I'll go to the snowman level after I get Wet Dry World, because there's like a easy star here to get. I did not think about increasing the water level. That did not come to my mind. I do, TikTok clock. The one thing I hate, actually, about the new version of TikTok clock, though, is the last star is really dumb. Which I don't think you guys did, so I get to tell you guys about it. So it's one of those, you know how they added the 7 silver stars thing?
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those, except there's no predefined locations. They're all just jumping all over the place. So basically, what you end
that
up...
sounds terrible.
It's not terrible, it's just boring. Because what you do is you sit at the way bottom and just wait for them to come there. And there's a little hole in the middle, and if it falls in the middle, you have to wait for it to come back down. So it ends up just being a really annoying level that you're ending up sitting and waiting for them to just appear at the bottom so you can go grab them. It's...
Look, man, I got the sparkling bunnies one, okay? And it took me like an hour.
Fuck that one.
That sounds like nothing.
Well, we'll talk about that, too, very soon.
I forgot to even... Or I forgot how to get the sparkling bunnies.
Random.
Don't worry, it's not worth it. I promise.
No, I just cannot remember how.
It's random.
It's luck.
It's complete RNG.
Oh, gross.
Yeah, so I guess TikTok clock, yeah, fuck that stage. There's not really anything important. I think the only star I like, and maybe you guys could agree with this, maybe. Like, the one that I know that I like for certain is I actually enjoy the one going where you have to get to the way top. Like, if that was the entire stage, I would think I would be fine, honestly.
I don't think I got that one.
The one where you literally have to go to the way top, you have to jump on a thwomp.
Yeah, no, I didn't go that high up.
Yeah, that's the only one that I think I actually...
I kind of like the red coins, although only if you have time stopped.
Yeah, no, I don't even know how the fuck you can do this without time stop, to be honest.
Kind of. Like, it's still kind of boring, but with the TikTok clock, I have to stretch to say anything positive.
And now it's time for the final stage discussion. Rainbow Ride! Second least favorite stage, I think. I think I said there was another stage. The Hazy Maze gave us my second least favorite stage. I take it back. That's my third. This is my second.
A lot of people really dislike it, and you know what? I'm actually okay with it. I understand why people dislike it. It is a waiting game to the extreme, but...
It's a waiting game, and it's, again, you have to get to the top several times, and that's another issue of mine. Also, here's the snow level we're talking about.
For some reason, I'm just not wanted by it in Rainbow Ride.
I hate Rainbow Ride. I fucking hate it. Oh, the 100 coin mission is also really annoying.
That wouldn't surprise me.
I think they made it a bit easier.
I'm actually surprised that the red coin star is actually easy to get.
This one's also different. They changed this. I actually prefer this version of this star, but I can see why people wouldn't, because it's kind of weird. It's like hard to see.
What are you doing?
What the hell?
Yeah, I vastly prefer the DS
World,
version.
you all are right damn nuts. That is dog shit easy.
Yep.
What the hell?
M's like fucking bewildered. He's like, what?
The hell's wrong with you?
It's funny.
I mean, what the actual hell is wrong with you?
Yeah, that's funny.
I don't know what to say.
But yeah,
I'm bumfuzzled.
so what about, Rainbow Ride? What do you think, Em? How do you feel about that?
I do not like it one bit, and this thing looks like a big-ass jawbreaker.
I kind of fucked something up here. Oh, he killed himself. Okay.
Giant Jawbreaker chooses death.
Oh yeah, for real?
No, he microwaved himself, don't worry.
And that's the stages. I guess overall, together collectively, how do you feel about the stages as a whole?
Underwhelmed.
Hit or miss?
Guess I never miss, huh?
Very much underwhelming.
Yeah, they are very.
Especially after that shitty TikTok joke.
They are very hit or miss. I would say overall, like if I had to like pin, like, do I think they're like average, below average, all together? I think they're like, I think it's like average, because yeah, it's so hit or miss to me that I feel like it's pretty average. Actually, I would put it above average because we haven't talked about some of the other stages, which we're going to talk about now, which are like the Bowser stages and all that sort of stuff. So, speaking of which, let's talk about some of the extra stages. Not the Bowser stages just yet.
But these flower enemies, by the way, I just have to say, real quick, they look like they have the Pikachu O face.
But yeah, no, the bonus stages in general, like, you know, the stuff they added for the N64, or the DS version, like the character unlock stages, just the random stages they kind of have thrown in, the cap stages, all that sort of stuff.
Really didn't care for any of them.
I thought the Mario and Wario stages are fine. Absolutely despise Luigi's.
Yeah, that's fair. That one's all sound dependent. But once you know the path, it becomes...
There's sound cues to that?
Yeah, there's sound.
I sound on, I couldn't tell.
Yeah, there's sound cues. You're supposed to follow. Maybe yours wasn't in stereo or something.
Yeah, it was.
I don't know that. Yeah, you're supposed to follow the sounds, the voices of Big Boo. Once you know the layout, you don't have to pay attention to that ever again. But that's not really a good thing.
I mean, I didn't know it either, Mayo, but I didn't exactly outright struggle with it because I wasn't exactly looking for Luigi.
I see the wall.
I wondered where Luigi was.
What is it? Why is there? There's a wall right here.
I've seen that.
There's a wall right here. What? Question mark? Like, it's the second time in the upper floor at that's happened. It's weird.
Broken ROM.
Yeah, I guess some of the I think same thing for me in the sense of they're hit or miss for the most part, and whether I like them or not.
Well, that's perfect. Welcome to Super Mario 64.
Yeah.
They did a perfect job of recapturing the game.
It's hit or miss. I guess they never miss, huh? I like video games though. They're pretty cool. What about you?
Pretty cool.
Yeah. 10 out of 10 would recommend.
There's also this little glitch right here. It's only in this version of the game.
Where you can clip through the ceiling and go into another...
No, you just clip through the ceiling. You go up the stairs faster. I'll show off the Wiggler fight too, because we're going to talk a bit about the bosses. So.
Is that what we're doing now?
Doesn't the name...
We're going to talk about Bowser stages, because I think these are probably the best stages in the game.
Doesn't the phrase, the Wiggler, sound like a villain?
It sounds like a Batman villain.
It really does, doesn't it?
I mean, Batman has the Riddler, so
and the Chiller. I guess
surprised no one picked the Swindler.
The Swindler.
I mean, isn't that basically the Penguin?
Yeah, pretty much. I guess you just have to get like a simple word and then just put the in front of it to get a Batman villain.
In your case, it would be the Blurfin.
The Italian plumber. I want to see that villain. Also, here's Koopa the Quick. It's right here. Die. Holy shit, he went soaring.
You were a monster.
I just see he gets punched and he gets lobbed into the ocean.
He went to the fucking nether region.
And that's how he ends up in Bob Battlefield.
Yeah, for real.
I just imagine while he's flying, he's going, saying something like, "Dude, gotta go fast!" Yeah.
He
just probably hits a rock.
He's their hit on Sonic before I don't know.
While he flies at Mach 5.
But yeah, the Bowser stages. What do you guys think about those? 'Cause I think they're probably some of the best stages in the game, but that's probably also because the Bowser stages are literally just you go for like they're linear. Yeah, you get to the end and that's that.
Honestly, my only complaint really, well, actually, it's two complaints. One is involving the controls. We've already established that the controls are just such an issue here.
Bowser.
I should also say, well, we'll talk about the bosses in a second, but I'm talking about just the stages themselves. But I do want to say, how we mentioned how there's just random textures in some levels. The Bowser stages are the epitome of this because they're literally just like objects, and you're just like, what is this? Why are these textures on it?
That is my main reason for bitching about this.
It's just funny.
They are everywhere. Oh, what is this? A giant sponge?
Ooh,
or a
what is
giant
this?
wedge of cheese?
But
And what's this? A stone wall? Or a pile of shit? Can't really tell.
it's pretty good. I don't know. I like them all. Just because they're all linear. You get to the end. There's the red coins thing, but they're all on the way too. So it's not like something you really have to go crazy out of your way for.
I end up kind of hating the bad levels because the red coins, they were pain. Although again, part of that is controls. Yes, fun.
Ooh, fun time. My name is the Wiggly. Also, he commits suicide in this version of the game. I have no idea if he does it in the...
I'm pretty sure he does. He explodes, right?
No, he turns small and then he goes through a little hole and just falls and dies, basically.
Oh, okay, no, that... I don't think that happens in DS.
Like, watch. So he's small, he just sits there, yep, and then he just falls. In the DS version, I swear he just walks around still.
Oh my... That's a bit gruesome.
Yeah, he just ends it. So I guess, yeah, now we'll talk about the bosses. They're laughable for the most part. Bowser is stupid, and I need to let you guys know of a revelation I had while fighting Bowser. I thought you could only fight Bowser by using the touchscreen. Because when I was a kid, I swear
That's
you.
how they tell you to do it in the tutorial for DS.
Yeah, they tell you to use the touchscreen, but you don't have to.
No, you don't. You can use the D-pad.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, it feels really weird and awkward and bleh.
Honestly, that's like the one case where I would actually say it's better to use touchscreen.
You're using a mouse though, and potentially
Yeah.
a keyboard, so you have it easy. I'm gonna make this really fast because I hate myself. As for me, using the touchscreen. Imagine doing this: spinning him with the touchscreen with the stylus, and then pressing fucking A when you need to. You need to have this weird hand position.
Oh, I know. I get
That
it.
makes
I
me
find
want
Kid Icarus
to cry.
Uprising. I know how terrible DS controls can go.
Yeah, so, but no, I learned the revelation you can spin him in circles, and I was like, wow, I didn't know you could do this with the D-pad. Thank you, younger self, for being dumb. And then I still had issues throwing him into the bombs. I always hated doing that. You had to be so precise, and I swear I would throw him a bit early, and I was like, what the hell? I swear I threw him on the right time. And I was like, okay, I'll just wait until I'm slightly after and see what happens when I do that. Then when I did slightly after, it was like pinpoint perfect. And I was like, what? You're joking. So that was annoying. I hate all his battles, though. The third one took me, I think, literally like 20 minutes to do.
Oh, me too. I get it. Also, there were some times where he would destroy the level train, and other times where he wouldn't. And...
Yeah, that's the weird thing about the final boss, which unfortunately I'm not going to be able to get to in this time span. There's no way.
Yeah, there's no way. You need 20 more stars. And...
Oh, well, I guess we're not seeing more of TikTok Clock. That's TikTok Clock, everyone.
We all mentioned we hate this stage.
This toad also gives you a star if you have 60 stars. Yeah, no, yeah, I think there's some bosses that are fine. I mean, like King Babam, he's okay, it's just a boss.
He's the first boss.
The Thwomp boss is laughable. Even more laughable than King Babam, to me.
Womp boss?
Yeah,
Are you talking about the big
Yeah.
slab?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's angry that we walk on him. No joke, if you guys read his dialogue.
Yeah, I saw it, I know.
He's angry, he's like, you guys always walk on me. I'm gonna show you what it's like to be walked on. Then you beat him up and he's like, okay, I'm sorry, I'll, keep walking on me. Yeah, so is there any real bosses you guys can actually think about that's even worth talking? Like Wiggler's the only one that's worth talking about. I feel like
that's the one I mentioned before, and that's basically it.
Yeah, and I think they made him harder in the DS version because I did not have that easy of a time fighting him in the normal version.
I certainly did. It's still just jumping on him. Maybe it's stomping, but same idea.
I jumped on him. I thought you had to stomp on him because I was really confused on why he wasn't taking any hits. But I guess you just have to hit him a few times. He's like the only boss worth talking about. Because Bowser's the same all the way around, except on his third battle, he has the rule of 3 instead of the rule of 1. And that's really it. I mean, there's the there's Womp, Bob-omb. I think that's
I
really
can't
it.
even think of other bosses.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Oh yeah, there's
Oh,
the shifting.
there's the eye boss. The rock boss.
Yeah, that's the one I was just talking about.
Yeah. He's the boss.
I mean, I guess that one's better than...
Oh, that.
He's probably actually the best boss, realistically
He's
speaking.
the most complex.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The rest are literally just jump on. But what are you doing with
He
Mario?
actually has an attack cycle and...
Yeah. Why is there a fire vent at the bottom here? Oh god. That's not in the DS version. I don't think.
No,
I don't think it is.
that.
I think it has 2 layers of those rotating things, though.
Nah, it's just the one.
Oh, then... No, I'm talking
This
about
this level with the DS controls is worse, in my opinion. It's really hard.
that. No, it's not. Recenter the camera. Like,
Also, this
90% of the problems with the game's controls.
Also,
Recenter
this
the
has
camera.
a really cruel star in which you have to shoot yourself from a cannon. Oh, I didn't show you guys that bullshit star. Telltale no, you have to do that.
You know, I just came to the realization, but go ahead.
There's you have to shoot yourself to an island here, and on that island is one of those chucks that will literally just throw you off and kill you. There's a star there, and it's terrible.
I came to the realization. I know where Roblox gets its texture inspiration from.
Mario 64.
Yes. Because did you not just see Rainbow... what is it called?
Rainbow Ride.
Yeah. Did you not see it? Because it had a very Roblox-like look to it.
I got you.
Oh god.
So I'm gonna show you this really stupid thing, and then we're gonna get to like the end of this beefy vid. So first of all, in order to find this, you can cheese this with Luigi. But what you're supposed to do is first of all we need to find the. Well, first of all, I guess we need to die. And second of all, we need to find the cannon dude. There's a dude in every stage that opens up a cannon. And he's in a very conspicuous location. I just remember where he was located. It's actually really hard to find him. So he's, you go over here. Seen how the camera turns like this? Well, ignore the camera, he's right here. So he opens up the cannon, and you're like, where is this cannon located? And I think the name of this star, this star is like called like Blast Off or something, Blast to the Mushroom, because there's a mushroom right over here that has a star that you can't reach. And you're just like, how the heck do I reach it? You want to know how to reach it? So the cannon's down here. You could technically jump off this ledge. It's really risky, and then like do a kick, like and then just position yourself.
Oh yeah, I saw it.
You can do that, or you can go to this one mushroom right here, stand on it, and it teleports you.
I mean, that's not exactly unique to this level. There's a lot of weird teleports that we saw back at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, but this one's actually locked to, what's it called? A star. Like, this is the intended way to do it. Then you go here, and then even worse, you need to perfectly align yourself to hit the star, otherwise you will die.
I mean, there's a similar issue with one of them in Plum's Fortress.
See? There you go.
If you fire off wrong, you just end up shooting yourself into the...
Well, that's also another one where you can get it in multiple ways. Also, I'm a liar. I can do the final level, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to glitch it. They got rid of my
Long jump,
favorite.
everybody.
They got rid of my favorite glitch in the DS version.
I tried to...
Are you talking about the vibrating your ass on the floor and flying into the sunset? Are you talking about that?
Basically.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
This also, the staircase has that, I don't remember what it's called, but it's like that effect where if you keep listening to it, you keep thinking the pitch gets higher, and then but it's actually not. It's really trippy and it's scary. It makes me
binaural, I think is what it's called.
Nah, that's not what it's called. It's called like the something effect. Alright, so now let's get some closing thoughts in. So I wanted to know all your guys' ending impressions once you beat the game. Like, how did you feel after you beat the game? Like,
Fucking disgusting.
what?
I felt disgusting.
Did you not like the game at all?
It could have been so much better.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
But
no.
it's the boss that made me feel disgusting.
Oh, the final boss?
Yes.
Yeah, fair enough. I can't even argue with you over that.
Yeah, the final boss sucks. Almost as much as I am at this game. I like how the endless staircase music is still playing.
Stars right now.
What?
Just plays Rise 1 playing, we only have like 10 stars right now.
But yeah, no, I don't know, replaying the game, like I liked it still, but I could see the issues that I kind of blindly ignored in the past. And not only that, but I had some serious issues with the DS version again, and also there are many points where I wanted to play, and then it got to some points where I'd get to a level and I'm like, I just don't want to play because I don't want to deal with this level. Like Dire Docks or the last stretch of the game. There's a lot of annoying levels there too. Like there's just like a stretch where I'm like, I don't really want to play. So that's why it actually took me way longer than I thought it would to beat the game. Because I think if I was playing the original game like this, I don't know if I would beat it faster or not. Because the 30 stars don't really add way too much. If anything, they add a few stars that are slightly more annoying to me. But it's nothing like crazy. So I felt kind of like, I don't know, I think the best way to describe it is I felt a little disappointed because I know I really like Mario 64 and I always kind of have, and then I was like, I kind of looked at it and I'm like, wow, this is not as good as I really remember it, and I remember playing this like crazy. I guess the true critic in me kind of started to finally come out, you know, and I was like, I can't just let these things pass because I liked them when I was younger. It's not fair. I mean, I could, but it's not fair.
It's not fair to other games.
Yeah. So, like, I was just like, yeah, it sucks that I don't love this game as much as I used to. And plus, Mario Odyssey exists, like you said, so I have no reason
I
to
keep saying that, but like, if you own a Nintendo Switch, like, by all means, play it. It is better Mario 64. I know there's a lot of diehard 64 fans that hate that people bring that up, but it's true.
Yeah, it is. I mean, honestly, crucify me, but I would say play any, like, Mario Sunshine, too.
No,
Honestly, to an extent, I can agree.
Not
That's
100%.
with-
an opinion.
Oh, absolutely not.
Not 100%. Just play through the game like Mario Sunshine normally, and I think you'll be fine.
You heard how much I was complaining back at the beginning of this video. You know I'm not going to recommend going for 100%.
I don't recommend it.
Makes me wonder what it would be like to play this game with Super Mario Odyssey physics.
Oh, I missed one of the red coins. Whatever.
I feel like Cappy alone will make this game extremely broken.
So, what were your final thoughts then, Mayo? I think you're the only one who hasn't really expressed it.
I've been expressing it this entire video. Hit or miss.
Yes, they are miss, huh?
It's like, part of it's great, part of it's definitely not great.
Part of it's Bowser being a weird color,
Mm-hmm.
which is only exclusive to
Part of it's
his.
just Bowser.
I don't know why he's psychedelic in this version of the game, but he is.
Yeah, imagine having to deal with this with the DS version. What fun.
He's so much easier to like grab. But yeah, no, I was disappointed
Yes.
overall. Like, I still like this game, but first of all, I have no reason to ever go back to it. Second of all, again, yeah, I was just disappointed. But I am curious, too, if possible. 'Cause I asked this before. I know Mayo doesn't really give this, but if you were to give it like the game a score out of 10 or 100, or whatever your score is going to be, like, what would it be? Like, even you can just say below average, like Mayo. That's just like your final stance, or you can say it's an average game. You don't have to necessarily give it a score. You can just say something like that.
4 mushrooms out of Bowser.
Okay.
I take that as a 4 out of 10. I still think it's like a 6. Like high 6, low 7.
Three or 4 Ys out of 10.
So I guess I'm the only one who really thinks it's like still kind of an average game.
I mean, I didn't grow up with it.
exists.
It's true. I think I'm gonna stick with a 6, not a low 7, just because it has not aged very well. So I think that's actually a really big like downside to it.
And then you have this shit to deal with on screen, where Bowser just takes out about what?
This is harder on the DS version because you have to be more precise,
Yeah.
which is even worse.
And, which makes you spend up to an hour on it.
Hey guys, we actually beat a game in one of these sessions. I definitely didn't cheat or anything.
I mean, this ended up going way longer than we were supposed to.
Eh,
Originally, it was only going to take like an hour.
It took an hour and a half, which
I mean, I mentioned yesterday that I was going to have to leave at some point, and you are really lucky that didn't end up happening.
I know, I'm very lucky. I actually thought that happened
Because-
earlier, to be honest.
There was a... Because, by all accounts, I should have had to have left. There's a good chance I wouldn't have come back.
Oh wow. But that's Mario 64.
Do we want to talk about minigames? Because
Oh yeah,
there was
let's-
that.
I completely forgot about that. Yeah, let's talk about the little
The
mini
mini
games.
games
That was
are
also playing the
honestly
DS
fun.
version.
They're actually fun as hell, except for Yoshi. Yoshis are stupid.
I'd say overall they're all fine. They're time wasters.
They're time wasters, but as a kid, I had too much fun playing it.
It'd make a great mobile game.
Oh, especially
Like every
Luigi's.
one of them would.
Yeah, dude, Luigi's are so much fun. Like, Mario has some that I kind of like, and Wario's has some that I kind of like, and then all of Luigi's is just, like, fucking gambling and stuff, and it's just fun.
I didn't
I
know
kinda like
Luigi was a
Yoshi
compulsive
stuff,
gambler.
Yeah, dude, he has his own
Too much flower
casino.
pulling one. Like, no one cares about that, but...
Yeah. So... Yeah, they're fun, though. I think they're fun. They're annoying to get, unfortunately, but they are fun. I want to see the cake.
I actually want to see
I think it's funny how Peach kisses Mario on the nose, and Mario looks like he's about to sneeze on her.
Imagine if you did.
It's a,
Yeah!
It's a me!
That's if you don't hit 100%, he sneezes on it. On her. Damn it!
Looks like he's about to sneeze.
Now I can't unsee it! Thank you, Em! You have ruined this
You
game for me!
also can't unhear the penguin car alarms.
Thanks, you're a champ.
But yeah, that is Mario 64. We were all disappointed in the end, I think, is the general consensus, irregardless.
Although, cake, where's the cake?
It happens after the credits. Next week, this is the perfect song also. Next month, this is the perfect song to end things off. I wouldn't say that, though. So next month is Mayo's game, because basically, I think I mentioned this in the first part, but I'll reiterate it here. I do 2 months. I choose the 2 months of games. Then Mayo does. Then
Game and Ape Escape.
yeah, and then Mayo does it, and then M does it. But occasionally we'll have a month where we'll dedicate like a specific new game that we're all potentially interested in. Like in June, or technically it's going to be a July episode. We're going to do
Like in every
CTR.
7th month?
Yeah,
Or every 4th month?
something like that. It kind of just depends on what game it is. We're going to have CTR coming up, and we wanted to cover that, so that's going to be a thing. But yeah, next 2 months are Mayo. What do you have in store for us next month? I already know, so...
I mean, I already told both of you, next month is Psychonauts.
Yep, so next month we are going to be playing through Psychonauts. This is going to be a first-time experience for me. I think it might be for M too.
Yeah, because I haven't even played it.
So this will be very interesting, I think, for especially for Mayo, because this is like his choice. So if you want
I
to...
picked it with every intention of knowing there was a very good chance neither of you had touched it.
If you want Mayo, because especially because you're more well versed with this game than me, if you want to send like a list of topics to go over, kind of like how we set it up here.
Honestly,
by all
the
means.
structure we had here is fine
Gotcha. Okay.
for the most part.
I know it's a platformer, collect-a-thon-ish sort of thing. So it's kind of like Mario 2.0, but better. Mario 64 2.0, but better.
I can just hear the comments right now screaming.
I mean,
Maybe, but then I have to tell them how many of those people that are screaming have actually played the game.
I used to think this game was like a 9 out of 10. It's crazy how far it's dropped. But, you know, that's what happens when you actually, like, really think about these kind of games, especially the older ones. And you have to think how well it's aged, what really stuck, what hasn't stuck, all that sort of stuff.
There's still some games that I think of from that time period that aged really well. I still think Crash 2 aged extremely
Banjo-Kazooie.
well, for example. But
Banjo-Kazooie. I'll always go back to that one. If we're talking about Collect-a-thons, that's like the one I'll go to. But yeah, so thank you all for stopping by. Do not forget, of course we're gonna wait for the cake to appear. Don't forget to check everyone's socials except for mine. Please do not go to my Twitter.
please go to... Also, I love it. It's really Bowser art.
It's really good. So we'll see you guys next month. I'm not gonna give, of course, a date. I'll just say next month. Probably expect middle of the month again. We hope to see you there. There's the cake.
Thank you so much for playing my game.
I'm glad you all got quiet there because Mario said, "Thank you so much for playing my game." Fun fact. I can now not leave this until I restart the game. Because it was...
Oh, okay.
It was,
So we're stuck
Oh,
here.
yeah, it was that time period where they did that a lot. So, yeah, thank you all for watching. We will see you next month when we talk about Psychonauts. I'm very excited because I've been wanting to play this game for a while. I'm very interested to see how I feel
Half
about
the
it.
reason I picked it is because I wanted to force him to play it.
That too. And I'm going to be very interested to hear what M has to think. I'm going to be very interested. This is going to be a nice episode, I think. So, yeah, see you guys next month in the Romper Crew. I wish Romper would bark to say bye, but I can't force him to do that.
Wharf.
Thanks,
Oh my
Romper.
God.
Sounded too much like my dog. So yeah, see you guys next year. And by year, I mean month. Sorry, Yoga Doctor habits. By the way, go see Yoga Doctor and subscribe. Thank you. All right, that's my plug.
Another shameless plug.
Yep. All right. Goodbye. Say goodbye.
Bye. Please don't make me play Sunshine.
I know what I'm choosing next.
Please don't.